Good evening and welcome to St. Joseph, Missouri, home of Phil Welch Stadium, home of your St. Joseph Mustangs. The Mustangs are your 2024 MINK League champions! We welcome you inside Phil Welch Stadium for some Friday night St. Joseph Mustangs baseball action as your St. Joseph Mustangs host the Nevada Griffons in a MINK League matchup. As I'm Truman and Jackson, alongside with me tonight is Jackson Phelps, and both these teams coming into July definitely on different paths. Mustangs have won 6 in a row. Griffons have lost 4 in a row, and it's really a matchup of two teams at opposite ends of the standings in the MINK Jackson. And the Mustangs, again, they're trying to play themselves. They've already clinched a playoff spot. The Griffons are trying to hold on to that last playoff spot in the MINK. And now you got a matchup. These two teams play each other tonight and tomorrow, and it's really both these teams needing wins.
Definitely. You know, right now the Mustangs coming off 6-game winning streak, like you mentioned, 4-game losing streak for the Griffons. Different ends on the spectrum, but both, like you mentioned, are still fighting in the MINK. The Mustangs look really comfortable. Last night, another win against non-league the Monarchs. A good win nonetheless. The pitching came through, the hits came through. Looking for the same exact result tonight. 2-0 against the Griffons so far this season, and they're really just trying to hold their ground in the MINK. They're not trying to slip through the cracks, because here in the month of July, it's been that talks even in June of, hey, July is the most important month of MINK baseball. And the Mustangs are just trying to capitalize and prove that they're still going to run the MINK this season. And their sets are set. Their hopes are set for 2 weeks in the playoffs. They're just using these next couple of games as catalysts to try and learn some things that they can do before playoff time comes.
Mustangs come in 6-1 since the calendar flipped to July. The Griffons 1-5. A lot of new faces for the Griffons tonight, have not played so far against the Mustangs this season. Jackson talked about it. Mustangs have outscored the Griffons 24-1 in their 2 meetings so far. They won 11-1 back all the way back on May the 31st, and then 13-0 up, I guess technically down, in Nevada on June the 16th. But it's Friday nights at Phil Welch, some of the best times of the year. Regular season winding down, just 2 weeks left, and we can see the playoffs on the horizon. We'll take a short break. First pitch and starting lineups coming up next. Jaron Guck makes start number 6 on the summer here on a beautiful Friday night. A little cloudy, but comes in 3-1, 24 innings. Last start, 4 innings pitched against Sedalia. Only gave up 1 run on 3 hits, 6 strikeouts, and the big number Jackson, 0 walks. He's already pitched against Nevada this season. Back on that May 31st matchup here inside Phil Welch. And in that one, he was equally spectacular. 4 innings, the 1 run on 3 hits, and 10 strikeouts and just 1 walk.
I mean, the man knows how to get it done. He leads this team, tied for strikeouts on this season. Only the 5 walks, the 30-to-5 K-walk ratio is something that you just don't see every day in the game of baseball. Guck is so special with his control. He knows exactly where he likes to plate his pitches, especially that fastball and that cutaway slider. These Griffons are going to have a hard time against him tonight, and he's looking to get win number 28 for these Mustangs and look to close the door once again. Nance did it last night. Guck looking to do the same thing tonight.
It is a top-heavy lineup tonight for Nevada. No 300 hitters in the lineup, but definitely Cole Collins in the leadoff spot is going to be a guy to watch. And once you get towards the bottom of the lineup, that's where those guys are going to have to come through for Nevada, Jackson.
Yeah, you know, Collins leading it off. He's going to be a good one. You know, he leads this team in hits and doubles as well as triples. He's a guy who you want on base early on. He's got the speed. But here, Guck, you know, he gets stuff started pretty early on. We'll look to see for a 1-2-3 inning. But giving up the, you know, early on batters, not a big deal at all. You got your infield back here tonight. We'll go over that next inning. But good night for baseball, Truman. Beautiful Friday night.
Mustangs in the home whites with the red undershirts and the white pants. Griffons in their road grays with the red trim. But Cole Collins gets us started. The 296 hitter leads this team with 24 hits from Southwestern Oregon Community College. And Guck's first delivery is a foul ball, and that's how we get the night started with strike 1.
Let's see here for Guck attacking early on. He went straight to the zone on the outer half. I want to see how much he wants to work that slider inside on Collins here.
Collins did not play on that first matchup here inside Phil Welch as the breaking ball runs high and tight. He did play in that June the 16th match. It was 0 for 3. One fouled straight back, 1-2. And it's these situations that Guck has gotten in. Ahead in the count, 1 ball, 2 strikes, no balls, 2 strikes. It's really been his bread and butter and where he's most comfortable at.
100% gets in those 2-strike counts, and he's confident. He doesn't try and work around the plate. He goes right at him on these 2-strike counts.
1-2, chops on a couple hops to Chris Coy. Fields and throws across for out number 1 to Justin George.
Just a beautiful pitch there. Slider cut inside the zone. He went right after him, like I said, and put a good defensive play for Coy. Chopped it just enough on top of the ball. Easy first out for Guck. Look what I saw.
Quick out to get the leadoff man. Collins now brings up Jordan Rowe. Sitting right at that Mendoza line. Just 8 for 40 with a double on his summer. He's also driven in 5. His 16th game so far here in 2025 for Mr. Rowe. Fouls the first pitch off towards the dugout. Guck, not your traditional starter. Likes to work out of the stretch full time. He's definitely been good. Man out of Northwest Missouri State.
Had definitely a little bit of an off year up in Maryville this last spring, but, you know, definitely he's a guy who liked to pound it up in college. He played well when he got in, especially in those conference games against Missouri Western and UCM. He definitely came through with those strikeouts.
First summer with the Stangs for Guck. And the 0-2 just misses the corner. Philippi thought he had it. He was ready to add Jordan Rowe's name to the Guck it list. But fastball just a touch off the plate for ball 1.
I liked it. I thought it was a strike 3, but here, another 1-2 count. He's still sitting pretty.
1-2. In on the hands, fielded by Gundelfinger. He'll throw across. And 2 quick groundouts to start Guck's night.
Once again, there was the slider. Rowe just got on top of it. Just the weak ground balls is exactly what you want from Guck here in this first inning of work. They're getting contact on him, but they're nothing doing here. And Guck, 2 quick, easy outs. Love to see it.
After 2 quick groundouts, it'll bring up Nick Kalin in the 3 spot. Kalen has not played this summer yet against the Stangs, and again, Guck starts him off with strike one. This is just his 4th game for Kalen. He's 2 for 8 with a walk and 4 strikeouts. So far in his first 3 games, just joining Nevada once the calendar turned to July, and he's quickly down 0-2 now.
Beautiful start from Guck. He's really going after the zone, making these batters hit. You know, a lot of these guys in the first couple of innings like to sit back, watch what these pitchers have got. Guck's forcing him to swing the bat. And with 2 outs here, another 2-strike count, want to see if he can capitalize once again.
Kalen was 0 for 1 last night at Jeff City in the 7-5 loss. 0-2 from Guck. Another high chopper. Coy fields it. And it's a quick 1-2-3 inning. 3 worm burners. 2 to Coy, 1 to Gundelfinger. Starts Guck's night off well. The Griffons go silently. No runs, no hits, nobody left on. Head to the bottom of the first. Mustangs coming up to the plate. Hayden Harris will get the ball for the Griffons, making his 6th appearance, just his first start. Only 6 1/3 innings, 5.68 ERA, 9 strikeouts to 11 walks, but opponents only hitting 136. He's really only given up 3 walks, Jackson. But again, it's like some of the guys here on the Mustangs. It's been those walks that have then led to that big hit for Harris.
Exactly. That's exactly what I was about to mention as well. Just the control from Harris has been the only thing to bite him out. You know, he's definitely gets the strikeouts that he needs. Just a couple bit of more walks than he would like. But here with the Mustangs, it's going to be a tough task. These guys are as patient as ever. They're definitely going to work the counts here on Harris. He's really just going to have to pound the zone, keep something not too close. We get a good look at that Mustangs lineup.
And again, this is a lineup come playoff time I expect to see. You got your top 3, one of the best top 3 in the MINK. Darius Freeman, Trevor McCollum, and Braden Lukehart really pace this offense. But then guys towards that middle, Jack Mosh, Chris Coy, and Easton Philippi, there really is not a hole on this Mustangs lineup.
There isn't. Coach Johnny Coy, he's not here today, but they definitely just know how to fill this lineup from top to bottom. There is really no bottom hole hitter. They really know how to keep the weight on both sides.
It is Darius Freeman. He's first pitch swinging. Skies one to left. And easily there to make the grab is Collins for out number 1, but Freeman coming out of the gates aggressive against Harris.
I like that approach right there. Harris gave him something up in the zone, but it was a little bit outside. Good job by Freeman getting the hands around quick near that upper end of the plate. And I like the swing. I thought the ball was going to try and get over the glove, but Collins made a good catch for the first out.
Now it'll be Trevor McCollum in the 2-hole, 339 hitter, 21 hits and 17 runs driven in. And really has solidified himself behind Freeman in kind of this 1A lineup. We've seen this lineup quite a lot this summer. Seen this top 3, and it's a scary top 3 for opposing pitchers.
It is. Freeman, McCollum, Lukehart, definitely the speed, but they also got the power to back it up.
McCollum quickly ahead 2-0. He went 3 for 3 with 2 walks, 3 runs, and a pair of runs driven in on June the 16th down in Nevada. Third time facing the Griffons. He was 0 for 3 on May the 31st with an RBI and a walk. Chases a fastball outside, 2-2.
Nice shot by Harris, playing it on the outer half. I mean, that's a tough pitch to get on McCollum, who extends that bat predominantly a lot in his zone. He widens that zone, so he's a tough one to get on that.
Now a breaking ball runs inside and clips him on the shoulder, so the first Mustang runner of the night will be Trevor McCollum via hit by pitch.
Yeah, just the upper hand slider that just didn't cut enough inside. It just got McCollum. Hey, he'll take it. Speed on the base path. This is exactly what the Mustangs want with just an out here in the first.
Bring up Braden Lukehart. Lukehart hitting .347, one of 7 guys hitting over 300 on this team. As for Harris, first pitch going is McCollum. Pitch was up, throw was even higher. And Trevor McCollum easily in there into scoring position with a stolen base.
Here we go, Truman. Starting early on, wreaking havoc on the base paths is what the whole motto has been this season. McCollum doing just the job he needed to. Gets a good jump. Runner in scoring position early on. And Lukehart, who had a day recently, has just been hitting so well. This is exactly the position you want.
Fouls one back. That was stolen base number 15 for Braden Lukehart. Now moves up to 4th in the MINK League in stolen bases. 2 for 6 this season against the Griffons with 5 runs scored. Looking to drive in his first run against Nevada. Pitch in the dirt. Kalen able to pounce on it. Lukehart currently riding a 9-game hitting streak, looking to tie Jack Mosh and Logan Miller for a team-high 10 on the summer. And that might just do it. That one flared into right, and it lops in front of Rowe. Coming around and scoring easily for McCollum as Rowe missed it. Throw into second, not in time. And Braden Lukehart drives in run number 1 of the night.
Did his job exactly what he was told to do. Flared it into right field. Having tough time, and right was Rowe. Just couldn't get the feet planted when he tried to go get the ball, and it slipped behind him. McCollum was going to take advantage of that anyways. He was going to score, I bet you, anyway, Truman. But like, an extra 90 feet for Lukehart puts another runner in scoring position with just an out for these Mustangs.
It's all about taking the extra base, and it wasn't the sun in the outfield that affected Rowe. Just a bad hop between the legs on the grass, as now it brings up Justin George. Braden Lukehart's hit streak extends now to 10 games. He's now 14 for 36 during that stretch.
It's been hot. It's been really hot. And I like the way he's swinging the bat. And he's swinging it super aggressive, super calm. He knows exactly what he wants to do in every single at-bat, and it's just looking like he's just doing and having fun while he's doing it. Doesn't even look like he's trying too hard.
Justin George hitting .284 with 21 hits here in game number 22. From the William Jewell College kid. George has hit safely in 3 straight games of his own. He's 5 for 12 during that stretch with 4 runs driven in. Has a chance to drive in a run right here. He's looking for RBI number 14. Taking off and heading to third is Lukehart. Meanwhile, George got jammed and grounds one to second, but having trouble is Cozens. And George will reach on the air.
Mustangs just taking advantage of this defense so far. 2 straight plays where this Griffons defense has had troubles. And right there, Cozens just couldn't field it cleanly on the ground. Like to see if Lukehart maybe would have tried to take an extra feet, but I like the decision to stay put. Now runners on the corners, still just the out for the Mustangs.
It's for a guy, Jack Mosh, first summer with the Stangs. Comes in third in the MINK in batting average, .373. 31 hits, 13 RBIs, just one of 2 guys on this Mustangs team with more than 30 hits up to this point. Took a good rip and fouled one back. Mosh comes in tied with Cooper Knight, tied for 6th in the Mink with those 31 hits. Did not play on June the 16th. As George takes off for second, throw down from Kalen. Not in time, and Justin George swipes the bag.
Love the jump from George and a good slide, feet first. Allow him to get that foot in front of the bag. A good tag and good throw from Kalen to Miller. But just not in time. 2 runners in scoring position, and not the man you want up at the plate with that.
3rd stolen base for Justin George. Mosh looking for RBIs number 14 and possibly 15.
Good opportunity to do so right now. Ahead in the count, 2-1. Mosh, we've been mentioning it all season long, especially here in the later half of the season. He's gotten more and more patient. And right now, he's not going to give anything super easy to Harris, so Harris is going to have to come at Mosh.
Another pitch low, 3-1. Mosh was 1 for 2 with 3 walks on May the 31st. He also drove in a run, leads this team with 26 walks, tied with Dom Felix, and he will be more than content to take another. Instead, he reaches out, grounds one to Harris. Run will score, and the throw gets away from Hayes. So George will score. 3rd error of the inning for the Griffons, and the Mustangs lead 3-0.
I mean, it's just gotten from bad to worse for the Griffons so far to start their first. That scores 2 on the play when it should have just been the one with 2 outs. Still just the 1 out. Mosh got some speed. Coy trying to continue this inning, but 3 straight errors. Just not what you want out of the Griffons to start the game out.
Throw pulled first baseman Hayes into the line. He had to reach up. Just couldn't grab it as Harris rushed the throw as it brings up Chris Coy. The University of Nebraska Omaha commit. 288 hitter, 23 hits, and 17 ribbies. He's 1 for 6 this summer against the Griffons. Takes first pitch outside for a ball.
Mustangs have once again, just able to manufacture these runs. Only 1 hit so far, but 3 runs. They just love getting these base runners on, and I could see them continuing to do this with 1 out.
Mustangs love scoring early. They're also well on their way. They average just a bit over 9.5 runs per game here at home inside Phil Welch. And already a third of the way to that mark. It's been run rule victories in each of the first 2 meetings. Coy again swings through a fastball. Last time Harris gave up a run was in 1 inning on June the 26th against Jeff City. He gave up 1 run on 1 hit. Coy puts a shallow pop fly into right. Rosen, he calls off Cozens to make the grab for out number 2.
That's a much-needed out for Harris on the mound to field. Right now, he's kind of feeling like last error was on him, but the 2 previous, it looks like he just couldn't trust the defense to put anything in place. So that adds a little bit of pressure to him on the mound, but just getting that second out in the inning, definitely going to give him some room to grow. But Philippi trying to continue it for the Stangs.
High schooler to high schooler. Easton Philippi now digs in. 315 hitter out of Staley, committed to Wichita State. Looking to extend the inning. Fouls one off his foot for strike 1. Philippi was 2 for 4 in his only game against Nevada with 3 runs scored, an RBI, and a walk in that 13-0 victory. Since he joined the team in the middle of June, he's definitely split time with Parker Griffith, doing the catching duties. He finds himself in an 0-2 hole here against Harris.
And he's done a great job manning that captain's role on the defense. He's had some good throwdowns to second base. He just looks so well-rounded. I mean, he's just coming out of his senior year of high school, but it shows why he's going to play Division I baseball here this next spring.
Breaking ball pops out of the hand from Harris for ball 1. Philippi was 3 for 5 with 2 runs driven in his last game back on July the 7th against Carroll. 1-2 now clips Kalen's leg and gets by him, so that'll easily allow Mosh now to move up into scoring position with 2 outs.
He's got to get a sense of oh no here for Harris. I mean, that's just one. The extra 90 feet have been killer for the Griffons so far, just allowing the Mustangs to put him in good spots. And now Philippi with 2 balls and 2 strikes, looking to get something down the pipe.
2-2 to Philippi. Grounded up the middle, fielded by Miller. He'll throw across to end the inning and retire Philippi, but not before. Your Mustangs strike for 3 in their first time with the bats. 3 runs home on 1 hit and 3 errors. Headed to the second. Mustangs are already up comfortably, 3-0. Get a look at how the Mustangs are set up defensively here tonight. First time we've seen this outfield combination with Trevor McCollum in left, Braden Lukehart manning center, and Jaden Little over there out in right. And then in the infield, Tyler Gundelfinger in that hot corner. The middlemen are Chris Coy and Jack Mosh, seeing them aplenty and their chemistry get better and better. And then Justin George fields it over at first base, and the battery mates, the high schooler Easton Philippi and Jaron Guck.
It's a good defense right there in the outfield. I mean, they love just mixing and matching the guys. If you know, we've seen predominantly similar guys out there in Lukehart and McCollum. Freeman taking the night off at designated hitter role out of the outfield and putting Little out in right field. You know, he's had some heck of a plays out there in right, so look to see how he can contribute. But infield really hasn't changed. You got Coy back at short. Coy and Mosh right there at the 6 and 4 role, doing a heck of a job this year, and Gundelfinger and JG back at 3 and 5. So it feels like we're back to normal in a sense.
Griffins find themselves in a 3-0 hole early. It'll be Bryce Humphrey to get them started in the second. They went silently in the first 1-2-3 on 3 groundouts. Humphrey playing in just his 5th game with Nevada here. Joined the team once the calendar flipped to July. And his best game so far was his first game. He was 2 for 3 with 2 runs and 2 walks and a 13-3 win over Sedalia. The only win for Nevada here in July. And he finds himself quickly down 0-2.
Once again, Guck just looks so poised right there, finding the zone. He likes to work that outer edge on the right-handed batters. I want to see if he can get a quick punch out here to start the second.
Stays alive, does Humphrey. Guck last summer for the Mustangs, he appeared in 14 games. Didn't start any, though, mainly coming out of the bullpen. He was 4-2 with 4 saves in 18 innings with a 4.50 ERA. But this summer, he's taking that next step to becoming one of the Mustangs' best starters. Another 0-2 fastball fouled away.
I love the switch to roll. You know, right there, you can do it on both ends of the scorecard. You can do it in the late innings, get you some couple of innings, put some doors on, but you can also come out and throw 5-6 innings. He looks super comfortable doing it this season, and a guy who predominantly in college was a starting pitcher. Love to see it.
Another 0-2, breaking ball in the dirt. Humphrey doesn't offer at it, 1-2. Talked about last night, Jackson. Ashton Nance got the ball, and I said that I fully expect Nance to be a guy to make a start in the postseason. Well, if you had to be like, who's your #1 guy you're going to, sorry to put Nance in the back seat, but I'm giving the ball to Guck. I expect Guck to make a start this postseason.
Yeah.
He's on tab 2. Probably might make one next week, whether that's on the road or that's short 2-game homestand. The 1-2 barely misses above the belt, 2-2.
I can agree with you on that. I like Guck. Reith has also been standing out as well as another ace. And just right there, Jaron Guck, the way he's been really getting after these batters. No strikeouts yet in the game. Hopeful to see one soon.
1-2 again, chopped on the ground. Deep in the hole at short is Coy. He's going to make a quick throw, and he does. And now 4 straight retired via the ground ball for Jaron Guck to start his night.
And it's just like, why pressure him to keep throwing strikeouts when he can trust that defense? He's been really doing a good job getting these Griffons to go on top of his pitches and getting them on the ground early on. And they've been weak. There hasn't been any that have been tough plays for these infielders to make. I loved what I'm seeing. He's really being a defensive pitcher, allowing these Griffons to come to him. I like to see that, not pushing it too hard.
Now Xander Miller in his 22nd game out of Tiffin University. Only hitting .233, but is one of only 2 guys with a home run here in the 2025 campaign. He's also driven in 9. Miller's played in both matchups against the Stangs. He's 1 for 4. He pinch hit in their first meeting, and he struck out in that pinch hit opportunity. Chases a breaking ball, finds himself now down 1-2. He's 4 for 16, though, in his last 7 games. Definitely on the up. Trying to jumpstart this Nevada offense that only comes in with 116 runs scored. Last in the MINK in their 27 games. As he fouls off another breaking ball, stays alive.
And in those 2 strike counts is where you not want to be against Guck. I mean, he's going to keep going, giving you that slider. I want to see if he goes fastball. Kind of want to go in the inside half of the plate. He's been working on the outside. I want to see if he can jam Miller here with that fastball.
Griffons are the only team batting below 200 in the MINK. Another 1-2. A little bit of a sword, and there is strikeout #1. Adds Xander Miller to the Gucket list as he is the first victim from Jaron Guck tonight.
Love the new graphic, the Gucket list. And Miller, right, like I said, fastball inside. He just timed him up perfectly. Guck timed the swing of Miller. Knew that he was sitting on that outside slider. A fastball once again, attacked the inside half of the plate. Miller wasn't expecting it. First K on the night.
Now it'll be Rhett Hayes. Griffins have gone 5 up, 5 down so far, and he's reaching out at the first pitch. Tough play for Gundelfinger. Throws on the run, and it pulls Justin George off the bag. First base runner of the night for Nevada reaches on the air.
That's just such a tough play. A weak ground ball to Gundelfinger. It was on the glove side, so he didn't really have to go across the body in a whole sense, but he still had to make a really tough throw coming downhill. George tried to get the tag on, but that's just a tough play to make on Gundelfinger. Can't blame himself too much.
That throw had been on line. Hayes would have been out. Now brings up Sam Schmidt. Waves and misses at a first pitch fastball. Schmidt comes from Southwest Baptist University in Bolivar, Missouri. Part of the GLVC.
Go Bearcats. That's where my mom went to college.
My brother graduated from SBU.
Okay.
Also.
Okay.
He's down 0-2 to Guck. Bearcat to Bearcat, but of 2 different colleges. Schmidt playing in his 24th game, a 182 hitter. Definitely started off hot, but is since 3 for 32 in his last 10 games. Really looking to turn things around for his summer. Stays alive on the breaking ball. Schmidt was 0 for 2 with 2 strikeouts against Guck in their first meeting. Did not play in their second. He pops up a breaking ball just behind first in foul territory. Over the shoulder grab. made by Justin George to retire the side. One man reaches on the air, but he's left stranded. Jaron Guck looking great to start his inning. Headed to the bottom of the second here at Phil Welch. 3-0 Stangs. Aiden Harris looking to have a better second inning. Trying to limit the damage, keep his team right where it is 3-0. It'll be the 8-9-1 hitters to greet him here in the second. Jane Little leads off out of Lincoln University.
Little just trying to get something started early on. Leadoff batter was retired back in the first. Looking to get a different result here to start the second.
First pitch line into center field and down in front of Humphrey. And it's a leadoff single for Jane Little to start the Mustangs second.
Right there, a great swing, just an ambush attack there. Inside half of the plate, just ripped it, got the hands around. He was sitting fastball, and he got what he liked. Spoken into existence. Leadoff batter on for the Stangs.
Brings up now Tyler Gundelfinger. 246 hitter. Slowly but surely raising that average. Does have a home run on the summer. Looking to keep the hot bats going and flip the lineup card over. Harris starts him off with a breaking ball for strike one. Harris out of Fort Scott Community College. Beautiful field over there. Turf facility. Gotten to play a few games over at Fort Scott. Now Gundelfinger grounds him up the middle. Diving play made by Miller. Flips to second for one. And that's all they'll get. Incredible effort made up the middle by Xander Miller to cut down the lead runner.
I'm just going to give it up for Xander Miller there. Full extension. Gundelfinger with a great swing up the middle. If Miller wasn't able to get there, that's back-to-back base hits up the middle side. But a great job by Miller going full extension and an even better flip. He had to really get it off quick up to Cozens. Good play there for one out.
Now Darius Freeman 0 for 1. Swung at the first pitch of the game and flied out to Collins in the left. Freeman comes in fourth in the MINK in batting average with that .354. Zostel tied for second in hits with 34. That leads this Mustang squad. Him and Jack Mosh, the only guys up over 30.
And it's crazy to say that this man even had a slow first couple of weeks. Really jolted his season right after that. Looks like he never missed a beat.
Fouls one off the hands, 1-1. He had a 10-game hit streak broke on July the 5th. In a matchup against Clarinda. Now cuts and misses out of fastball, 1-2. The Mustangs' most recent road trip, he went 2 for 10 with 3 RBIs, including a homer. He's also walked and scored 3 runs. Second time he's facing the Griffons. here in 2025. And he chases another pitch and strikes out. So Darius Freeman, a slow 0 for 2 start for his night, and the second out here in the second.
I just think that last pitch was one that he probably wanted to lay off. He kind of stood in the batter's box for a second, went over his thoughts. I liked that 1-1 swing from him, that fastball in the inside half. It was a good cut. I just think Freeman was looking for something a little bit better, but he got into protect mode and just missed it.
Couldn't keep the hands inside enough. First strikeout of the night for Harris. Now Trevor McCollum waves at a pitch way outside the zone for strike one. McCollum was drilled on a pitch on the shoulder and came around to score his first time up. McCollum out of Overland Park, Kansas. Attends Washburn University, where he hit .216 in 22 games.
Good little season with the Ichabods.
Fastball just off the plate, 2 balls and a strike. McCollum has really come on this summer, looking to improve his stock. He was 0 for 4 last time out at Carroll. Before that, he had been 4 for 11 with 2 doubles, 2 RBIs, and 5 runs in 3 games. Now the count evens at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Gundelfinger a short lead from first. 2-2, just above the belt. Now count goes full.
Beautiful take from McCollum in a 2-2 count. With 2 outs, just looking to extend the inning any way possible. It's a big league take upstairs. Look to see if he can produce on a full count.
Payoff pitch coming from Harris. Up and away, ball 4. So the Mustangs stay alive with a 2-out walk from Trevor McCollum.
Just the first walk on the night issued from Harris. That's one you don't want to give up. Gundelfinger on second. Then McCollum on first. A runner in scoring position. Lukart, as hot as he's been swinging, looking to get his second hit on the night.
That brings up Braden Lukart, who extended his hit streak to 10 games in the first with an RBI knock to right. Looking to replicate that here now in the second. First pitch swinging, chopped on a couple hops to Cozens. And he throws out Lukart by a couple steps. Nothing comes of the 2-out walk from McCollum. 2-man left here for the Mustangs in the second. Headed to the third. Griffons still trail 3-0. Absolutely gorgeous 80 degrees here in St. Joe. Avoiding the rain that is going through Kansas City right now, but up here in St. Joe, some clouds in the sky, but definitely some beautiful weather and a bit cooler than it was yesterday.
Oh, thank goodness it has, Truman. I mean, it's been a hot couple of nights here at Phil Welch here this week and last week. We got a beautiful 80 degrees here tonight. Get that nice rain-wrapped kind of breeze coming in from Kansas City here in St. Joe, but we're avoiding the rain. And love to have that. A beautiful night, Just like Guck's pitching, he's been dominant.
Hunter Doyle gets the Griffins started, just one hit on Mr. Doyle's season so far, and he's just playing in his third game since June the 17th. He played in a string of 4 games from June the 12th to the 17th, and he was 0 for 12 in those games. Collected his 1 hit against Carroll on June the 20th and a 1 for 3 effort in a 5-4 loss. Guck starts him off with a fastball in the inner half for strike 1.
First pitch strikes from Guck. Those are things you're just going to have to watch out for if you're the Griffins tonight. He's looking prominent through 3. Could see him going 6 if he keeps pitching like this.
Now pitch inside, clips Doyle, so it'll be a leadoff hit by pitch here in the third for the Griffins.
Just lost himself there. Wanted to go back to the inside, and I'm just clipping Doyle. Just got to forget about it. You got the double play in order. Just go back to your stuff if you're Guck.
Now the 9-hole, Cal Cozens. Seen him make an error at second base tonight, but he gets a turn with the stick. Man on, nobody out here in the third. First pitch fouled off. Cozens just 3 hits in 42 at-bats for the Griffins. This is his 19th game played, so just really looking to find anything that could turn his summer around. He squares around for the bunt, and he lays it down right in front of the plate. Guck off the mound. He'll field only play is to first, and it gets away from George. Heading to third is Doyle. He's now going to turn, but the ball went out of play. Ball goes out of play, so Doyle should be sent back to third. And Cozens will end up at second on the E1. We've now seen both pitchers make errors so far tonight on balls chopped right in front of the mound.
That's just a tough play. Guck had to get a quick throw off. Cozens had some speed down the line. That was a tough play from George. George had to kind of shield over, then come back to the bag to try and make the play. Just got away from him. He got hit by Cozens. He was kind of shaken up on that arm. But it looks like he's okay, but that is just not the result you want. 2 runners on scoring position, no outs to start their third are the Griffins.
It brings back up the most dangerous hitter in this Nevada lineup, Cole Collins. Grounded out to Coy his first time up. Infield is back, so the Mustangs are willing to concede an out for a run. The second error of the night by the Mustangs infield. The best fielding team in the MINK, leads the MINK in fielding percentage and has the least amount of errors, but already 2 errors here through just 2+ innings.
Not the start you wanted, but Guck just got to bring himself back. Giving up 1 run here is not the worst thing.
Now a chopper on the breaking ball. Mosh can't field it cleanly, and no play anywhere, so now the third error. Both teams bobbling the ball around as a run will score now 3-1.
Very unfortunate, had an easy play. Mosh kind of got tripped up on the hop out of the grass line. Just couldn't bring himself back in to make the play. 1 run home, looking to get that out at first, just didn't happen, but the double play's still in order. Another run 90 feet away.
Run crosses the plate, 2 errors in the inning and the hit by pitch. Mustangs have only shot themselves in the foot. Guck has continued to make pitches outside of the hit by pitch. Now Jordan Rowe grounded out to Gundelfinger his first time around. First pitch taken for a strike.
Just looks like both these teams' defenses tonight is just slowed up a little bit sloppy and slow to start it out. Want to get that figured out, especially for these Mustangs. Like you said, Truman, best fielding team, has really been unlikely to see this happening here this early in the ballgame.
Now 0-2, fouled straight off his foot. Rowe from Ellsworth Community College, originally from Papillion, Nebraska. Unfortunately, there's no MINK League team in Nebraska anymore. You know, it's still the MINK, the Missouri, Iowa, Nebraska, Kansas Collegiate Baseball League. Oh, 2 on a couple hops to Coy. He fields it clean. Mosh goes second for 1. Back over to first, not in time. Now the lead has been cut to 1 at 3-2 as Rowe drives in one on the fielder's choice.
Did the job he wanted to do there. Put it on the opposite field side. And he'll reach on the fielder's choice with the RBI. Coy made the right decision to go to Mosh. Just Mosh, with the speed of Rowe, couldn't get a throw off. And unfortunately, lead cut down to 1 with only 1 out. Runner on first, though. A little bit of breath for Guck now.
Now a guy who also grounded out to Coy. His first time around with the bat in his hands, Nick Kalen. Another Griffin hitter swinging at the first pitch and fouling it back. So far, the only person who's had success swinging at the first pitch and making positive contact was Rhett Hayes, who reached on an error in the second.
Again, no hits so far here for the Griffins. Both these teams have been manufacturing their runs predominantly with these errors, just getting chances, making the defense make the mistakes tonight.
Oh, 1 on the inner half and just swung through, now 0-2. Kalen out of Frontier Community College and originally from Louisville, Kentucky, as a breaking ball just misses the inside corner. Another pitch that Philippi thought should have been rung up for strike 3. Instead, it's ball 1.
In near the legs at the kneecap area on Kalen. Tough break. But now just a ball and 2 strikes, still in a good spot. A punch out here for Guck would give the confidence back to himself.
Broken bat. Slow grounder to third. Gundelfinger, another quick play. He makes this one this time. Great play made by Tyler Gundelfinger for out number 2, retiring Kalen for the second time.
And there's that redemption throw from Gundelfinger. That last one, it was an E5 back in the second that just soared over. But he got the redemption play. Another weak hit ground ball towards his glove side. Made a great throw this time to George. Now 2 outs, trying to leave the tying runner in scoring position is Guck.
Now Bryce Humphrey grounded out to Coy in the second. Humphrey originally from Evansville, Indiana. Played at McKendree this past spring, then entered the transfer portal at Oakland City University. And there's the first hit of the night for the Griffins into center field. Throw home from Lucar. Dive by Philippi, not in time. And this game is tied as the Griffins now play 3 here in the third.
Beautiful swing from Humphrey. Just escaped the infield off the 1 hop. On his horse was Rowe all the way around. A great throw from Lucart in center field was just right of the plate. Philippi dove to try and make the tag, just not in time. And now a game is tied. It's back even and square for these Mustangs. It's time to lock it up in the defense, get out of the inning, and recoup.
Now Xander Miller, the only strikeout victim of the night so far for Guck. As the Griffins have tied it up via 2 errors, a hit by pitch, a fielder's choice, and their first hit of the night. 3-3 top third with 2 outs. Waynesville, Ohio native finds himself down 0-2. That's what a good job that the Griffins have done so far here. A lot of these guys have been in 2-strike counts, but they've found ways to make contact, and so far tonight, the Mustangs defense has not been up to their normal par.
Has not. They've been so well off here in the Mink so far this season, just looking to get out of this inning.
0-2 fastball on the corner. Strike 3 called. Miller had been added to the Guckett list in the second, thought he might drop his name in there again. But the Griffins strike for 3 runs on 1 hit, 2 errors, and a man left. Headed to the bottom of the third. Mustangs need to get more offense going. Game's tied, 3-3. You know, Jackson, it is 7-Eleven Day, July the 11th here, 2025. So thought we might throw it back with some 7-Eleven trivia. Don't know if you went and got your free Slurpee today.
I did not.
But what is the estimated number of 7-Eleven stores worldwide? Is it 100,000, 85,000, 79,000, or 58,000 stores? We'll say Japan has the most, not the United States. Japan has the most 7-Elevens, but how many combined worldwide are there?
You know what? Give me 85,000. That's going to be my official guess. You know, I haven't gotten a Slurpee in a while, but it is one of my favorite desserts to have if I can get one.
I think the only Slurpee I've ever had and the only time I've ever been to a 7-Eleven was when my dad and I were in Boston a few years ago. But back to baseball, Justin George reaches to start the Mustang home third on a hit by pitch. Mustangs found themselves up 3-0 in the top of the third. Then some poor defense and a timely hit by the Griffons have now tied things up. That's a great way to start here for the Stangs.
I'll tag along with you on that. A great way to start. George on base, trying to respond after 3 runs given up in their top half. Looking to get a good couple of runs here on the board. You want to get it started quick.
Now it'll be Jack Mosh. Reached on an air and drove into his first time around. He reached out for a pitch and chopped it right in front of the mound, and Harris just rushed the throw. We've seen both pitchers rush throws over to first base. Now one chopped over to the Mustangs dugout, 1-1. Mosh originally from Kansas City, Missouri, St. Pius High School. Committed to Mizzou, played in only a couple games there before transferring to a community college and then finding himself at the University of Minnesota. Now on a couple hops to Cousins, he'll just go the short way to first to retire Mosh, but now George moves into scoring position with 1 out.
Nice job by Mosh, put enough velocity on it to make it a tough play from Cousins to go over to Miller at second for the force. So runner in scoring position, Mosh a productive out, brings up Coy looking to answer.
Fly out to right on Coy's line so far. Found himself in the exact same scenario his first time up. Runner on second, 1 out. See if he can capitalize this time around. Coy out of Benton High School. Just graduated. Now coming up 2 months now. You could say he's a college graduate. Takes one up and away, ball 1. Coy 2 for 7 in his last 2 games with 3 runs scored and an RBI. He's also drawn 3 walks. We've seen his plate discipline increase throughout this summer, not chasing as many pitches. Does chase a fastball there for strike 2.
He is a really patient hitter, I will agree with you on that. He definitely looks at everything, and he only swings at stuff that he likes. That slider from Harris has been online for most of these hitters tonight. So right now, he's just got to protect. Avoid going 0-2. Just trying to put something on the ground, at least move George over to third.
Fastball low. Ball 2. Coy pitched a complete game in Benton's Class 4 District Championship winning game. Ended up falling in the sectional round. Coy not necessarily expected to be a two-way player at University of Omaha, Nebraska. He's going to be content with the bat and the glove as that pitch gets away. Headed to third was George, so he'll easily be in there. Now he sits just 90 feet away with less than 2 outs. And a full count on Coy.
There you go, full count, 3-2. Looking to put runners on the corners would be ideal, but now you got the sacrifice fly opportunity with George on third. A great steal from George. Put another good opportunity to bring another home for the Mustangs.
Second stolen the base of the night for George. And Coy takes a walk. So now runners at the corners here with 1 out.
Exactly the start. Here we go, just the 1 out from Mosh, but he moved over George to second. Now runners on the corners. And Philippi, who has some pop in that bat, can definitely get it out there, and that's exactly what his job is, or put something sharp on the opposite side to allow George to come home.
Philippi grounded out to end the first. He had 40 hits in his senior year at Staley. Kalen going out to give Harris a talk. This is Harris's longest outing of the summer. His previous longest had been his first appearance against Clorinda early in the year. He gave up 2 runs in 2 innings and a 5-0 loss. But Nevada's seeing how much they can get out of Harris and how much of the bullpen they can preserve. Pitch popped up to center. Humphrey comes into his right. George will tag and come home. Throw-in from Humphrey offline, and the Mustangs retake the lead at 4-3 on the Easton Philippi sac fly.
Did his job. It was more weakly hit than he probably wanted to, but just a beautiful job getting it out to the outfield. Humphrey was having to come in hard. And George with some nice speed getting another run home. Mustangs retake that lead.
Philippi did his job perfectly and drove in the run, as now it's the right fielder, Jaden Little. Singled in the second and then was cut down on a fielder's choice by Tyler Gundelfinger. Coy going on the first pitch, throw down in time. And Chris Coy is caught stealing to end the third. Just the first time Coy has been caught this year, and it ends the threat, but not before. The Mustangs retake the lead on the Easton Philippi sac fly. Third of the way done here at Phil Welch on a Friday night. Your Mustangs lead the Griffons 4-3. Jaron Guck enters his 4th inning of the work. Back in front, his team got him the lead in the bottom half of the third with a sac fly off the bat of Easton Philippi. It was a bit of a shaky third. Guck executed his pitches, Jackson, but it was his defense that let him down a little bit behind him.
In an unfortunate way. You know, Guck's been so dominant here tonight, has been not erratic. He hasn't been giving up too many pitches. I like what he's doing. He just needs to keep doing what he's doing. He can't let that last inning affect him.
Now it'll be Rhett Hayes, who reached on an error his first time around. Ahead 1-0. Hayes originally from Bozeman, Montana.
That's up there, okay.
Plays his college ball at Corbin University. Only played in 1 game. He was 0 for 4 in his only game. Now 2-0, now 3-0 as the breaking ball misses outside, and Guck giving a little stare back as if to ask where did that one miss. First time we've seen Guck in a 3-ball count the whole night. But he gets back in the zone with a strike.
Like we mentioned, only the 5 walks issued so far this season. Really has not lost control throughout his many innings pitched so far.
3-1, reached out, down the right field line, but foul. out of the reach and out of the run of Jaden Little. The count now goes full to Hayes. Hayes 10 for 51 here as he enters game number 17. He's 0 for 9 in his last 3 games. He had a 4-game hit streak before that when he was 6 for 12 with a couple of doubles, a couple of runs driven in, and a couple of walks. Has gone cold at the plate. He was 0 for 3 in their last meeting between these two squads and 0 for 1 in a pinch hit opportunity in their first matchup. Payoff pitch swung on and missed. Third strikeout of the night for Jaron Guck. And now Rhett Hayes adds himself to the Guckett list.
Beautifully done. 3-0. Got the payoff pitches he was wanting. Got 3-0. Got the strike called. Then the foul ball. And went right back and attacked Hayes at the plate. And just like there, that's why he only has allowed 5 walks, Truman. He definitely, in those 3-ball counts, just wants to put it in the zone and trust himself in those 3-ball counts.
Now Sam Schmidt, 0 for 1, popped out to Justin George in foul territory in the second. Takes a breaking ball for strike 1. Schmidt from Mays, Kansas. Plays at SBU. Originally, before that, played at Northern Iowa Area Community College before heading down to Bolivar, Missouri. He hit 194 in 16 games played with the Bearcats. Now he finds himself down 1-2, chasing at a fastball low in the zone.
Another 2-strike count here for Guck. Worked his way back last at bat. He has Schmidt in a good spot. In this one, I want to see if he can go back to maybe that slider to cut across.
Does go with the slider, but Schmidt just pokes out into left center field for a 1-out single.
Beautiful swing. Schmidt was just thinking what I was thinking. Went to that fastball the last pitch, went back to the off speed, and he caught it at a good time. It was cutting. It was wanting to go over towards that chalk line, but just missed it. Yet another hit for the Griffons, just an out.
Now Hunter Doyle reached on a hit by pitch and came around to score in the third. Lines one into left center field past the glove of Coy. So now back-to-back singles here for the Griffons with 1 out. Brings up the 9-hole hitting Cal Cozens.
They just never missed a beat from last inning. They've really been timing up Guck's fastball. It was Schmidt who got the slider. Just Doyle timed it up perfectly. Put it right back where he found it on the outside part of the plate, just past the glove of Coy into left field. 2 sharply hit balls into that left field gap area. So just an out, runner in scoring position. It's Cozens trying to come through.
Cozens reached on an error by Guck last inning and came around to score as well. Now he has a chance to drive in a couple runs, but he's going to square, but miss the bunt for strike 1. He did that last inning, squared around the bunt, bunted it right in front of the mound, and Guck's throw just sailed high away from Justin George. And was the first of 2 errors in the inning that contributed to the Griffons' 3-run rally. Cozens redshirted this past year at Fort Scott Community College. Is a Fort Scott native, so stayed home to play baseball. Now spends the summer here in Nevada. Another breaking ball, but good backhand by Philippi. 2-1.
I mean, that's really great stuff from Philippi behind. With only 1 out, both runners moving up into scoring position would have been dangerous, but he kept him close. 2-1, Guck still in his zone. We'll see if he plates it on the inside half.
First and second, 1 out for the Griffons. Down by 1, 4-3 here in the fourth. Now the count has gone 3-1 as Guck misses outside yet again.
He's just starting to lose that control as we head into the 4th inning. I like that I've seen from some of these pitches. but he's just starting to get a little bit too comfortable around the zone. He needs to go right back at it.
Second 3-ball count of the game for Guck, and 3-1 again. Misses low and away for ball 4, so Cousins draws the walk, and now the bases are going to be loaded here for Nevada.
This is the great spot for the Griffons. Down a run with an out. They have a great spot here back to the top of the lineup. And all they got to do is just poke something into that outfield, put a sharp ground ball past the infield as well. They look good. They're timing up Guck very well. Guck has the double play. He's got to trust the defense. It's been hard to do so tonight, but he's just got to go back to those pitches that put him on the ground.
Cole Collins 0 for 2, but he reached on an error his last time up. Takes a breaking ball for strike 1. The only loss Guck has taken this season was against the Carroll Merchants on June 27th when he gave up 4 runs in 5 innings. Every other start, he's either given up 1 run or no runs. Ball's now popped up. George over near the dugout, reaches out and can't make the grab and slams up into the gate. Great effort from George, but couldn't reel it in.
Tough break there. I love the aggressiveness from George. A put out there would have been amazing to put 2 outs on the board with the bases loaded. I love the effort, and that's exactly what you want from your first baseman over there on the foul territory side, just outside the glove. But 2 strikes here for Guck.
It's been where Guck has been at his best tonight with 2 strikes, being able to put away hitters. Looking for strikeout number 4. The 0-2 swung on and missed, and there is strikeout number 4. Cole Collins adds himself to the Gucket list, and it's a huge strikeout for Guck. Now there are 2 outs in the inning.
What a response from Guck. Getting the strikeout, just missed the out there on foul territory side, went just right back to the zone. Similar area that he pitched the last one. It just got behind Collins. Now 2 outs on the board. Guck trying to keep him juiced.
Now Jordan Rowe will try to drive in some runs. Drove in a run on a fielder's choice. 0 for 2 on his line, but with that RBI. Breaking ball in the inner half's fouled straight back. It's RBI number 6 for Rowe on the season. Playing in his 16th game for Nevada. The 0-1 swung on and missed, was tardy on the fastball, and now 0-2. And the Griffons in major danger of stranding the bases loaded.
Love the quick turnaround from Guck on the mound. Never lost a beat. You know, he was always pounding the zone. First couple of batters wanted to stray away, see how far he could push it outside. But realized these Griffons only going after stuff inside the zone. Now 0-2. Look to see if he can leave him loaded.
0-2 from Guck. High and away. Good leave there by Rowe. Rowe's average now dipping below that Mendoza line. Came in hitting 200, 346 on base percentage, and a 225 slugging. Now the 1-2 from Guck fouled. Back up into the net. We'll stay right here.
Good payoff pitch. I liked it. Kept it outside on the fastball. Once again, Rowe just late on it. I want to see if he can try and tie him up with the slider, or if he wants to go back fastball. Maybe Rowe's sitting here on a fastball. Want to see if he wants to try and trick Rowe here.
Rowe currently working on a 3 for 11 road trip, and he gets him swinging to extinguish the threat. Yet another name. This time it's Jordan Rowe being added to the Gucket list, and Guck gets out of it. Strands the bases loaded as the Griffons get 2 hits and a walk in the inning, but no runs to show for it. Headed to the home half of the 4th. Griffons still trail 4-3 as you're watching St. Joseph Mustangs baseball here on YouTube. Got to look now back at our trivia question. Our trivia question is 7-11 day, July 11th. So the question was, what is the estimated number of 7-Eleven stores and locations worldwide? Said that Japan had the most, but what is the total amount? And if you guessed 85,000, Jackson, you are indeed correct. 85,000 7-Eleven convenience stores worldwide.
Boom. Another one. I feel like I've been on a roll the last couple of nights with these trivia questions, but that's a lot. That's a lot of franchises around 7-Eleven, probably the most popular convenience store up there for sure. And I don't go there. There's not too many around the Kansas City area where I live, but if you can get a Slurpee, they're amazing.
Jane Little 1 for 1. Chris Coy was thrown out to end the third, so Little digs back in here to begin the fourth. In my book, unless 7-Eleven has the cheapest gas, I will not be stopping by.
Yeah.
0-1 popped up into center. Humphrey a little bit over to his left and makes the grab for out number 1 in the fourth.
Good swing from Little. Just missed it. And my personal favorite, Quick Trip. I heard come and goes in Springfield are starting to go away.
Yeah, they're starting to be. I noticed that because in
Yep.
Ozark, there's 3 exits in Ozark, and there's 1 off each exit. And 2 of the 3 have now been turned into Mavericks.
Yeah, my buddy who goes to Missouri State told me about
Mavericks,
that.
yeah, Mavericks are taking over for come and goes, and as Gundelfinger, the 9-hole now grounds it over to first. He won't even drop the bat, as it'll be an easy play for Hayes for 2 quick outs. But yeah, I mean, that was something I was noticing because, I mean, I think where come and go went wrong, they got rid of their pretzel bun, sausage, egg, and cheese breakfast sandwich and their bacon, egg, and cheese croissant breakfast sandwich.
Oh, those
I'm
sound
telling
good.
you, best breakfast item at a gas station money can buy.
Oh, those sound good.
I will not be changed. Those, I mean, yeah, I definitely noticed that. Come and go starting to go by the wayside. But again, I'm my grandfather. I use Gas Buddy, trying to find where the cheapest gas is at. And for some reason in Missouri, the cheapest gas is in Springfield. Springfield and Ozark.
Yep.
Cheap gas. If any of you guys want to make the 3.5-hour drive up here from St. Joe. But now it's Darius Freeman, 0 for 2. Looking to jumpstart maybe a 2-out rally here in the fourth. It's bark at the park night. Plenty of dogs here. The dogs are definitely looking for something to bark about. It's Hayden Harris looking to work through 4 full, and on 2-0 runs inside and clips Freeman on the hip for a 2-out base runner.
That's a base runner you don't want on. Freeman finally finds himself on after 2 at-bats on first base. Gets his first look, and we'll want to see here with 2 outs. Maybe want to get him stolen over to second base. Get a runner in scoring position.
Freeman third in the Mink in stolen bases with 16. He's only been caught 3 times. He stole 25 bags last summer. Was only caught 3 times. So now it'll be Trevor McCollum. McCollum 0 for 0. He's been hit by a pitch and reached on a walk. First pitch, high and away, ball 1. McCollum has stolen a base of his own and also scored a run. Freeman not going again. Another pitch outside, 2-0 to mound McCollum. Harris had Freeman ahead 2-0 before he clipped him on the hip. Now McCollum in the driver's seat of a great hitter's count. 2-0, right at the belt. Strike 1.
Freeman's dancing around over at first. He's just trying to time up Harris here. As we saw, a good throw down from Kalen on Coy last time out. So Freeman's got to be a little careful here.
2-1. This one just a little bit more above the belt. Now 3-1. Definitely a great count, not only to hit in, but also to steal in. Freeman definitely has been timing up Harris. Looking to get a good jump off him. He is going on 3-1. Pitches upstairs, ball 4. So after the hit by pitch, now a walk to McCollum extends the inning for the hottest hitter in this Mustangs lineup in Braden Lukehart.
2-out rally started here in the fourth. Love to see the approach. Freeman got a great jump, even if that was a strike. He definitely would have been safe at second, but Braden Lukehart, right now, big goal here. Do the same thing he did back in the first. Just take a good inside pitch and rip it. And he has one of the most smooth swings here on this Mustangs lineup, and I want to see a good approach here from Luckhart. Try and bring Freeman home.
1 for 2 with an RBI single in the first. 14 for 37 during this 10-game hitting streak of Luckhart's. As both runners are going in, no throw. Great read by Freeman and McCollum as they both now move into scoring position.
And the two guys who are the base-stealing kings here on the Mustangs. A great job by Freeman, who just kept dancing. Harris didn't even see him.
Now Luckhart reaches out and just rolls over on a pitch. Harris misses it. Gonna have to make a quick toss as Hayes does to retire Luckhart. Mustangs strand a pair in scoring position here in the fourth. They still lead 4-3. Headed to the fifth here at Phil Welch. Bark at the Park night as you're watching St. Joseph Mustangs baseball here on YouTube. Michael and Franco will be the first man out of the Mustangs pen, taking over for Jaron Gaku. Goes 4 innings, gives up 3 runs, but only 1 earned on 1 hit. Strikes out 5, walks 3, and did hit a batter, but gives way for Franca. Making his 7th appearance. He's 2-0 in 7 2/3 innings. Opponents are hitting .258 off him. In Jackson's last 3 outings, he's given up runs. Looking to return to his first 3 outings of the season when he threw 4 shutout innings compared to his last 3 outings here in 3 2/3 where he's given up 4 runs.
Definitely, we want to get that first half season in Franca here. Right now, just the 1-run lead, not much cushion. It's definitely going to have to get out here, those 3 quick outs. Probably want to see a good 2 innings out of Franca. This is an early pull for Guck here in the 5th inning, but they trust him. Right now, just want to get some outs, put him on the ground. Defense got to work some slops out.
For Guck, I mean, he was good to start, and in that 3rd inning, it was just his defense didn't help him out, committing a couple errors. He committed an error himself, so it didn't help him out, and then he was able to escape a jam in the 4th. Just thought it was time to go to the pen as Nick Kalin greets Franca. And he waves through a changeup for strike 1. Last time we saw Franca was back on July the 5th, so last Saturday he took over for Aaron Harrington, went an inning in the 3rd, gave up a run, 2 hits, and struck out 2, and earned the win against Clarinda in the Game of the Year in the MINK. Highlights up on the St. Joseph Mustangs YouTube channel. Encourage you, if you haven't watched them, to go and check it out. Because like I said, it was the Game of the Year. Just had about a little bit of everything. And Frank has got Kalin down here 0-2. 0 for 2 night so far for the 3-hole hitter for the Griffons. And he waves and misses at a changeup. 3 pitches, 3 strikes, and strikeout number 1 for Franca.
The exact start that they were looking for. Get quick outs. Don't allow that leadoff runner on, and just keep the pulse going. Keep that same tempo. Don't give anything easy to these Griffons. Get him out of this inning quick.
Now Bryce Humphrey, RBI single back in the third, 1 for 2. The Evansville Mater Dei High School graduate just finished up at McKendree. Like you said, entered the transfer portal to Oakland City University. One O's upstairs, 2 balls, no strikes. Interestingly enough, Humphrey did not get any at-bats this past spring for McKendree. He gets jammed in on the hands. Lukart to his left. Plants himself under it and makes the grab. And it's 2 quick outs from Mr. Michael and Franca.
Beautiful start. Got the good pitch up and in. Just couldn't do too much with it. The fastball got behind on it. Had to just flare something out, and Lukart was in a good spot. 2 quick outs from Franca, looking to get out of this inning quick to get those bats going for the Stangs.
That'll be Xander Miller, who's just looking to put the ball in play. 0 for 2 with both strikeouts swinging and looking. Guess maybe if you wanted to complete the trifecta, might strike out on a drop third strike. He fouls the first pitch off. Franca from Texas A&M Corpus Christi. And he has Miller down 0-2, and Miller on the verge of possibly striking out for the 3rd time tonight.
Miller in a bad spot. 2 strikes. He had to face Guck, which is just a tough thing as it is with how his slider and fastball were moving. But Franca looks comfortable as ever. Now with 0-2, you can work around the zone on Miller.
Miller looking to break out and continue a hot hitting. 4 for 16 in his last 7 games. Breaking ball inside corner, called strike 3. The trifecta for Xander Miller, striking out for the 3rd time tonight. 2nd strikeout of the inning for Franca as he works a perfect 5th. Headed to the home half. Mustangs will have Justin George, Jack Mosh, and Chris Coy coming to the plate. They still lead 4-3 here on YouTube. Hayden Harris back out for his 5th inning of work, and he has been great. Just the 4 runs given up on 2 hits. His defense also has made 3 errors behind him, but he has been very good limiting this hot Mustangs offense, who is even better at home. Again, they average 9.5 runs per game at home, and so far only sitting at 4, and he has been rolling outside of, honestly, that 1st inning.
He has. I mean, a good start from the Mustangs in the first. I was hoping to see maybe a little bit more of a jolt as we got here into that middle half, but just a little bit of a slower start. They weren't relying on the defense as much. Just got to rely on those bats.
Justin George off the end of the bat lines a soft liner to Cozens, who will just throw to first to complete the out. First time George has been retired here tonight in this quick 1 pitch, 1 out.
Loud out from George. Love the swing. Just got a little bit just right at Cozens at second base. If he would have gotten a little bit ahead of it, it could have probably put it up the middle. but a good swing. Can't be too mad at yourself there. 1 out on the board, and like I previously mentioned, Mustangs just got to do that. Just go after Harris early on. You've seen him for 4 innings now. You're headed into the 5th. Got to get some more runs.
Might have broken his bat. He's hit off the end of it. It's now Jack Mosh. He's 0 for 2 with a couple of runs driven in. Sitting on a 4-game hit streak when he is 9 for 18 during that 4-game stretch. And in all 4 games, he's hit safely, and he's had 2 hits. He's driven in 4 runs, scored 6 runs, walked twice. And he lines one fair down the right field line and up into the corner. The hit streak extended to 5, and Rowe having trouble with it in the corner. Mosh will make the turn, headed to the 3rd, low throw, not in time, and it's a 1-out triple for Jack Mosh.
Beautiful swing from Mosh, took it right over the head of Hayes at first, and he put on the Jets right out of the box, never stopped running. And over there, Rowe got it in quickly to his cutoff man and Cozens. Cozens just couldn't make the throw over. And now a 1-out triple, exactly what the Mustangs need to extend this lead, get some more insurance runs for this bullpen.
Team leading 3rd triple of the season for Mosh, and his 1st of the night. He sits now just 90 feet away for Chris Coy, who's walked and flew out. He's also caught stealing for the first time this season, his last time up in the 3rd. Griffin infield will be in. The 3rd straight Mustang hitter cuts on the first pitch. Coy fouls it back. Fouls another one back. This one out of the stadium, and 0-2.
Just getting behind on those fastballs from Harris. Coy just looking to get something out. He has some big cuts in these last 2 approaches. Now he's just got to shorten his swing and just get something in play. Try and get something on the ground past this infield.
Coy's driven in 3 runs against Nevada this summer. And now make it 4 as a looping liner drops in right center for an RBI single for Chris Coy as Mosh walks home for the 5th run of the night.
Beautiful swing from Coy on 0-2. The approach, like I said, shortened his approach. Just put something out, got the hands around. Not much power, just blooped it in to the right center field gap, bringing home Mosh easily. Now up 2 runs, Mustangs a little bit more insurance.
Great piece of hitting there from Coy. Got jammed, but was able to muscle it into the outfield with the infield in. Now it's Easton Phillippe. He's already driven in a run tonight on a sac fly. Gets his 3rd plate appearance of the evening. With the sun setting and cloudy overhead. Definitely some cool colors going up in the sky, and see the storm clouds that hit Kansas City beyond left center field.
A little bit different of a look that we've seen here at Phil Welch cloud-wise.
Phillippe now 2 for 5 with 2 RBIs against Nevada this summer. That one on a short hop. Cozens field 2nd for 1. Over to 1st in time. And a couple of short hop scoops made by Cozens. And then Hayes does Pickett at first. And it's a 4-6-3 double play. Ends the Mustangs' 5th, but not before Chris Coy drives in a run on an RBI single. His 18th RBI of the summer. We're headed to the top of the 6th. Mustangs extend their lead to 2 at 5-3. We get a look at other action going on in the Mink. Sedalia at Clarinda. Clarinda currently leads Sedalia 2-0 in the bottom of the 6th. Then Carroll was at Chillicothe. Carroll leads 3-0, but that game has been suspended due to rain. A lot of quality action going on with, again, the regular season winding down.
Lots of good stuff. I mean, the A's not too far ahead against the Bombers. Bombers in that bottom half of that Mink, so definitely some competitiveness as we have seen in this season. And as July winds down these last 2 weeks of the regular season, it's crunch time, not just for the Mustangs, but for everybody in the Mink trying to solidify their spot.
Michael and Franca, after striking out a pair in a clean 5th, comes back out for the 6th for his second inning of work. He gets the 6, 7, 8 hitters, starting off with Rhett Hayes. Hayes 0 for 2, but he did reach on an error off Jaron Guck back in the 2nd. Franca back out of the stretch, starts Hayes off with strike 1.
Beautiful start. Went right back to that fastball. Outer half has been giving the Griffons a lot of tough times here with guys like Guck and now in Franca, just really plating that outer half.
Goes inside this time, and Hayes foul tips it back into the mid of Philippi, and he's quickly down 0-2. That's great, much improved. He's in Franca, again, another guy, hasn't been plagued by walks, but he's definitely fallen behind to hitters, and that's where he's gotten in trouble. But tonight, it's just been go, 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 strike after strike, as that one poked just behind first and foul. But he's definitely just been attacking that zone. That's why he's led to those 3 up, 3 down in the 5th.
I think Coach Mack definitely had a talk with the guys here this homestand of saying, hey, why slow down? Why try and mess around with these guys? Let's go early on and attack that zone. And I like what I've seen here from all these pitchers. And they haven't slowed down. They haven't missed a beat.
0-2's upstairs, 1-2. Hayes now 0 for his last 11 in the last 4 games. Before that, he had a 4-game hit streak. I'm going to recapture that fire. Chases a breaking ball in the dirt, and he'll be easily tagged out. 3rd strikeout for Michael and Franca out of the bullpen, and it's 4 up, 4 down against the lefty.
Just caught him down low in the dirt. Hayes just had to swing on something, and how hard it is to watch these balls out of the hands of Franca. Just love what I've seen. 3rd strikeout in 4 batters faced. I mean, he's been dominant through the bullpen, and a good rebound. Guck only the 1 earned run, so I'm not putting this on him at all. Just a good rebound from this defense. Just trying to put more zeros on that board.
Now Sam Schmidt, Taco Blair, K player of the night he's been deemed, but so far he has not come through for the fans. 1 for 2. He singled his last time back up in the 4th and was stranded at 3rd in Jaron Guck's last inning when he stranded the bases loaded with back-to-back strikeouts of Cole Collins and Jordan Rowe. Schmidt now 1 for 4 against Mustangs pitching, and that hit broke a streak of 3 for his last 33 in his last 10 games. But he's quickly down 0-2 by Franca. Franca looking for his 4th strikeout out of the bullpen, but Schmidt not happy with the timing, and he'll step out. Talk about that percent of the game. That is mental, the mental battle. 40 chess that goes on between a pitcher and a hitter. And Franca maybe trying to throw off Schmidt's timing. Schmidt trying to throw off Franca's timing. Hooks the 0-2 foul on a breaking ball.
It is so much mentally. And the Mustangs, I mean, they're so well-rounded physically, but this season, Truman, really we've seen the mentality of these players, getting to pitchers' heads, getting to these batters' heads as well. It's all about the timing. And here, especially on the base paths, dancing around a little bit longer, or pitchers messing around with their timing on the mound. It definitely gets in the heads of these MINK League opponents.
Another 0-2. Line past the diving glove of Gundelfinger and down the left field line. Making the turn and heading to second. Throw in, not in time as Schmidt goes in feet first. with a 1-out double.
Beautiful swing from Schmidt just past the diving glove of Gundelfinger along the third base side. Beautiful swing, just got ahead on the inside pitch. Just drove it on the hands, kept the hands inside, shoulders in. Beautifully done, and now runner in scoring position with an out, trying to chip back at this 2-run lead.
4th double of the season for Schmidt. Now he's 2 for 3, breaking out of that slump and that funk he'd been in for the last 10 games. But now it's Hunter Doyle with an RBI opportunity. Doyle 1 for 1. He was hit by a pitch and scored a run back in the 3rd and singled in the 4th. Doyle looking for his 4th RBI of the summer. That pitch makes it about 55 feet and easily able to chest it up as Easton Philippi for ball 1. Franco, long look in at Philippi. Mustangs have had problems with opponents stealing their signs, so definitely trying to get the signs across without Schmidt stealing them from second. And Doyle is down 1-2 now.
Hey, you got to just stay confident. You got to stay composed. Even if you know that these teams could be, you just got to go back to your stuff. Right now in a 2-strike count, trying to get another out on the board, give some comfortability back to these Mustangs.
Another 1-2 offering from Infranca. Chased in the dirt, and he gets Doyle swinging on the breaking ball. 4th strikeout for Infranca out of the pen, and now 2 outs here in the 6th.
4 strikeouts, 6 batters. I mean, this is just impressive as ever. Gave up that double unluckily, but now with 2 outs, trying to leave him stranded and keep the lead at 2. And Franca just continuing his season of dominance so far out of the bullpen. He had that first half of the season, a little bit of a slow trek. Last couple of outings here at Phil Welch, but he's back up on his feet here, and I can tell.
Now Cal Cozens. 0 for 1, reached on an error and a walk, and has scored a run. Breaking ball too far inside for ball 1.
Phil Welch now taken over by that beautiful orange-yellow rain sky. One of the first times, probably the first time we've seen a sky like this here at Phil Welch.
Storm clouds to the south, out in the center. Now Franca goes with the pickoff move as Schmidt was definitely dancing, and if Mosh had been there and he'd gone with a quicker pickoff move, might have had a better chance, but again, just trying to keep Schmidt honest. Schmidt just 2 stolen bases here in 2025, 2 for 2. Definitely picked his spots. Now fastball dotted outside corner, strike 1. Another long look in from Infranca. He just steps off. He's got Philippi come out and talk to him just to get the sign straight. Don't want to cross up your catcher. About the worst thing you do. So your catcher sets up breaking ball low and in, and you throw a fastball right down the middle.
Yeah, that's definitely something that you just want to address, get taken care of. Has that ever happened to you when you catched, or did you kind of have that straight away with your pitchers?
Well, I mean, when I caught, it was when I was like 9, 10, 11,
Okay.
so, you just throw down the one finger.
Yeah.
Definitely know my high school signs. I mean, they were more complicated coach to catcher than they were catcher to pitcher. Ours were usually just, how many outs, and it basically chasing outs. So, he throws down, how many outs, and then basically the pitch afterwards, the number afterwards was what it was. Or it'd be chasing 2, chasing 3, chasing 1. So there's a breaking ball in the dirt, but again, blocked by Philippi. 2-1. Cozen's still sitting on just 3 hits, now in 43 at-bats this summer. Just trying to figure out and break through that wall as now ball upstairs 3-1, and Franca a little mad at himself.
With those long pauses, trying to continue to bring himself back in to his own zone, and looks like he's losing his control here at this at-bat. Just trying to throw something down in the middle, not in the middle, but something that'll get Cozen swinging.
Cozen's hasn't had a hit since June 16th. 9 games. And counting. Since the last time he saw a ball off the bat land in the outfield for a hit safely. Only had 2 games this summer with a hit. As there's a breaking ball inside corner, but doesn't clip the zone. And now it'll be a 2-out walk, bringing back up the top of the order in Cole Collins.
That's Cozen's 3rd time reaching on base. Hitless so far, but 2 walks on the air. He did a good job there. 3-1. Nice at bat. Right now, continuing the inning, bringing the order back to the top with 2 outs.
Collins 0 for 3 with an RBI. Now his 3rd straight game driving in a run. His first pitch finds the zone at the knees. First strike. Collins was arguably the biggest out that Jaron Guck got. It was in that 4th inning. The bases were loaded with only 1 out. He struck him out on 3 pitches. Waves and misses at the changeup. Now 0-2.
Beautiful payoff pitch there from Franca. Put it down low. Same pitch that got Hayes swinging and missing. So want to see now 0-2 if he wants to get a little bit more outside the zone.
Collins leads this team with 24 strikeouts. Will number 25 be right here? You betcha! Chases the fastball low. And the 5th strikeout on Michael and Franca's night. Strands a pair, including 1 in scoring position, and keeps the lead right where it is. We're headed to the bottom of the 6th here at Phil Welch. 5-3, your Mustangs still lead the Griffons as you're watching St. Joseph Mustangs baseball here on YouTube. Aiden Harris enters his 6th inning of work here on a beautiful Friday night in St. Joseph. And again, really outside of that 3-run first, couple runs here and there, but he has been very good and given the Griffons plenty of length.
He really has. I mean, Harris has done a great job. Like you said, the 3 runs in the first didn't help. It came from those errors, and then those 2 runs that came across. I mean, it was from a hit by a pitch, and then the triple from Mosh brought home that other run. Last inning back in the 5th, but here with Little starting, we'll see if Harris regains that control and gets a quick inning.
Jane Little 1 for 2 on his night. First pitch misses down and away. Little comes from Lincoln University. Hit .280, 47 hits and 168 at-bats in 48 games this past spring. played in 27 games last year. This is game number 22 for him this summer with the Stangs. One of the veterans on this team. Hit 261 with 11 RBIs and 23 hits. Sits at 8 RBIs and 16 hits. Trying, again, replicate those numbers. Did he hold up his swing? He did not. First base umpire says he goes around. Count evens at 2 balls and 2 strikes.
Yeah, Little definitely didn't want to do it. He kept the hands inside with his bat, but he was fully on out of the hands wanting it. So now 2-2, he's going to have to protect.
Tries to go inside, but low in the dirt. Full count now to Jaden Little.
Leadoff runner here on the base paths for the Mustangs. Could hopefully bring home another run. That's exactly what they want to do. Get after Harris early on. Work his pitch count up as well.
Payoff pitch coming. Swung on and missed. Harris gets Little swinging to start the 6th. And his 2nd strikeout of the night.
On a full count, Harris did his job. Put one right down the middle, just blew it by Little. Now with Gundelfinger up to the plate, just trying to continue to put something in play. It's all you want to do right now with Harris, who's predominantly been pitching around that zone.
It'll be Tyler Butterfinger Gundelfinger. 0 for 2, but he did reach on his fielder's choice back in the 2nd as he pops one straight back. Gundelfinger has gotten a hit in each of the first 2 games against the Griffons. Heck, on May the 31st, he also drove in. He's driven in 3 runs in each of the first 2 games. Sits on 0 ribbies right now. Those 6 RBIs account for just about half of his 13. He is feasted off Nevada pitching. But so far tonight, Hayden Harris has kept him hitless. Has him down 0-2 in his 3rd time up. Rolls it over on the ground to short. Miller up with it. Throw across, pulls Hayes off the bag. Gundelfinger will reach for the 2nd time, this time on an E6.
Just put the ball in play. Did a good job there. Not the biggest hit in the world off the bat, but just enough for Miller to make the mistake. And yet another error from this infield with 1 out. Now back to the top of the order, trying to continue the surge and get more runs on the board.
4th error by this Nevada defense is for Miller. Wasn't the easiest play on the book, but he was running in. He just let that throw sail and pull across his body. Now it's Darius Freeman looking to break through. 0 for 2. Did get hit by a pitch and stole a bag back in the 4th. Check over at Gundelfinger at first. He is 5 for 5 in stolen base attempts. Has not tried to go tonight. But especially with a guy like Freeman's caliber at the plate, I'm sure you don't want to give a free out. Freeman mad at himself. That one probably stung off the hands. Knows he missed one.
I like the swing approach from Freeman there. He was up 1-0, just trying to put something in play once again. With his speed, he can really rely to get something deep into this infield to try and get another run on.
Kansas City, Kansas, Central Methodist baseball player during the school year. Now that one almost hit him. Runs up and in, but he's able to get out of the way. 2 balls and 1 strike.
Trying to avoid being hit for the 2nd time. This is his last time out in the 4th. Definitely that left-handed spot. Definitely a big spot to get hit. So Freeman doing a good job getting away. He definitely just wants to put something on the bat here.
2-1 off the hands and a foul ball. Freeman a little mad at himself that he went around. Chased the pitch yet again. It's now 2-2 to the Mustangs leadoff man. Freeman was 1 for 3 with a run scored back in Game 3 of the season, May the 31st, here in Phil Welch. Got the night off last night. Now he stays alive in this count. looking to replicate his all-MINK first-team selection from a year ago when he hit .327 with 48 hits and 147 at-bats in 39 games. Currently sits at 34 hits, 96 at-bats in 25 games as he swings and misses at the changeup outside. Second time Harris has retired Freeman via the strikeout. Now Freeman walks back, sitting on an 0-for-3 night.
Tough break there, 2 strikes. He got the payoff foul ball. He was just looking to put something on a barrel, and his last time hitting something on the barrel was back in the first inning, which is a pop out into left field on the first pitch of the game. So definitely a tough break so far tonight for Mr. Darius.
Now at 2 outs, Trevor McCollum. Still looking to register his first official at-bat. He's had 3 plate appearances, but he's walked twice, been hit by a pitch, stolen 2 bags, and scored a run. Gundelfinger with a huge lead, able to dive back. A little antsy over there.
Been a very productive 0-for-0 night from McCollum. Got the run back in the first on that 3-run inning. He's looking to continue the inning here with 2 outs.
Pitch in the dirt, quickly pounced on by Kalen. McCollum, another guy, got the night off last night against the Monarchs. Last time he played was on Sunday in Carroll. He was 0-for-4. Now he rolls one over to third. Schmidt bobbles it for a sec, and no play as the 5th error of the night for Nevada. First time Schmidt has committed one.
Just put it in play. Make the defense make the mistake. 5th error for the Griffons. And looks like Gundelfinger is going to go from second over to third. No throw over. So now just the extra 90 feet away there. And now runner 90 feet away. I mean, heads up play from Gundelfinger.
Mustangs so good at taking that extra 90 feet. Second error of the inning puts runners at the corners for Braden Lukehart with 2 outs. Lukehart's 1-for-3 with an RBI single all the way back in the opening frame. Now Nevada manager is going to get out and have a talk with Hayden Harris. There is some mingling going on in the Nevada bullpen, but I'm sure with just 1 out, we'll see if he pulls Harris. Harris thought he was going to be gone. Coach walking all the way back, trying to see if he trusts this guy. Again, another inning that it's been his defense that has let him down.
Yeah, it's just been another unfortunate inning. Now 5 errors totaled for this Griffin defense. I mean, it's just been a sloppy show, you know, from both sides. I'm not just going to discredit Nevada. The Mustangs definitely have had their moments as well. So in this moment now, you just kind of have a talk with the infield. Make the play for your pitcher. Get out of the inning. You can't allow another mistake. Now with Gundelfinger taking the extra 90 feet, it's gotten a little bit more dangerous. And with a guy like Braden Lukehart at the plate, I mean, he's going to be dangerous. He's going to be swinging aggressively. And he's a guy who's going to put it into the outfield nonetheless.
For those of you just joining us, I'm Truman Griesel. Alongside with me tonight, Jackson Phelps. If you haven't already, go out and check out the rest of the content that is on the St. Joseph Mustangs YouTube page. Either go to youtube.com or open up your YouTube app on your cellular device and searching St. Joe Mustangs. Got Reading with Rally for the kids, summer reading program. There's also Andrew Clark player vlogs, Kai Turner vlogs, weekly Mustang player mic'd up vlogs. We've seen guys like Dom Felix, Jace Johnson, Justin George get mic'd up. You can also fill in time with Phil Welch with Andrew Clark, Jackson Phelps, and Keaton Smith podcast. And game highlights after games, and also replays of live streams. After the mound visit, Harris misses with ball 1 to Lukehart. Lukehart got a pitch to hit and ripped one into right. Back in the first, extend his hit streak to 10 games. It's his 14th RBI over that 10-game stretch. As now that one easily tapped back to Harris, and it's 6 strong innings from Hayden Harris, giving up only 5 runs and keeping the deficit right at 2. We've completed 2/3 of tonight's game here at Phil Welch, and your Mustangs still lead the Griffons 5-3. The Missouri Southern kid Lane Chapman takes over for Michael and Franco, who went 2 innings, struck out 5, and did not give up a run. Chapman makes his 5th appearance of the season. 8 innings pitched, has not given up an earned run, has just given up 2 unearned runs. Last time out against Clarinda on July the 6th on Sunday, he went 2 innings, gave up 1 unearned run, 1 hit, 2 strikeouts, 2 walks. Before that, it was 2 innings at Chillicothe. Longest outing of the season, he went 4 innings against Carroll on June 21st, and he'll just look to preserve the lead right where it is.
Still the ERA of no. It's the guy who you want right here in the top of the 7th. Start of the bottom 3 in the game. You just want to have a good footing for the rest of the game for this offense. Offense has been stagnant since that first inning, so it's another bullpen game for the Stangs, much like last night's game against the Monarchs. Just relying on these guys, and Franca did his job. Now it's time for Chapman to come in and do his job.
First guy to greet him will be Jordan Rowe. Swings and misses at strike 1. Rowe 0 for 3 with an RBI. Griffons has only scored 3 in the 3rd. The only time they put up runs on the board tonight. Looking to claw back in this game. Only face a 2-run deficit, but against this back end of the Mustangs bullpen, they are very good.
Very good, yes.
One, two fouled off by Rowe down the third base line. Stays alive.
Like what I'm seeing from Chapman. Predominantly a fastball pitcher. Has a nice changeup in his arsenal. Want to see if he uses that, but the fastball works. Want to see if he goes back to that outside.
This is high, 2-2. First time Rowe is leading off an inning tonight. He's now 3 for 12 on this extended road trip that Nevada's on. Looking for that first hit here tonight. Again, fouls another one back and stays alive.
8 straight games that these Griffons have been on the road for. It's definitely been a long one. So they're itching to get back home. They're predominantly a better home squad. Only 4-10 on the away.
That one grounded, goes to his knees. Gundelfinger up with the throw, but again it pulls Justin George off the bag. Jordan Rowe reaches on Tyler Gundelfinger's 2nd error of the night.
He's just having troubles over there making those. That was a hard play to get. I'll give him that. Down at the knees. Had time to set the feet and make the throw. Just a little bit too high for George, and the errors tonight has just been eating both of these squads up, and now no outs. Runner on for the Griffons.
4th error of the night for the Mustangs. Gundelfinger, he fielded the ball cleanly, made it. That play look easy, but then it was just the throw. Now a bunt is popped up. Philippi won't give it a look as that lands up in the net. By Nick Kalin. 0 for 3. And a bit of an interesting. You usually don't see your 3-hole hitter laying down a bunt. Granted, your 3-hole hitter is usually your best hitter. You're wanting him to swing away.
Yeah, you're trying to get something into the outfield, extend the runner on first as well, but Griffin's just trying to play small ball. Everything else hasn't been working, so they're just trying to see if anything else can work. It doesn't even matter where they're at in the lineup, it looks like.
Kalen's swinging away there. Now 0-2.
Now he's put himself in a tricky spot. That bunt ended up not working, and it was foul. So now automatically you're going to have to shorten your approach, look for something in the zone. Now down 0-2, see if Chapman can take advantage.
Kalen redshirted this past year at Frontier Community College. Now on 0-2, he fouls it off the knob. I always wonder if there's skill or luck involved in fouling pitches off, but that one sure looked like a little bit of luck. Luck that he didn't swing through it, and luck that it didn't hit his hand.
Very much so for Chapman. Lucky that it didn't get the hand hit, avoiding that runner in scoring position with no outs.
Another 0-2. It's fouled off. As Kalen continues this nice battle with Chapman.
Looks like he broke that bat on the inner half of the piece of wood. I could kind of hear it from up here. Had a weird crack to it, so he'll get a new bat.
Gets a new stick of lumber. Wood bats just not as durable as aluminum bats. And we'll get a refill of balls from our home plate umpire.
Sky officially dark here at Phil Welch. The sun has gone away, but those clouds have not. Still see them casting over the trees and out in the outfield at Phil Welch. Another beautiful night.
0-2, misses outside, 1-2.
Good miss. I like the approach. Keeping it east to west.
Friday nights at Phil Welch are where it's at. A close contested ball game between the top and bottom of the MINK League. It's again fouled back by Kalen. He continues to battle with Lane Chapman. Pitch number 8 coming up. One ball, 2 strikes to the Griffin 3-hole hitter Nick Kalen. Runner on first on the leadoff air. Again fouled off, and we'll do it again for the 9th pitch of this at-bat in this battle. Fresh out of the bullpen's Lane Chapman, and quite the battle Nick Kalen is giving him.
It's going to give him a tough time. Chapman's just going to have to keep his stuff. Right here with 2 strikes. Just go back to that fastball. I want to see if Kalen can maybe get a little behind on it. See if he can blow it by him.
And again, this one line down the third base line. Might want to see a little heads up in the Griffin dugout. Seems like Chapman's thrown everything in the kitchen sink at Kalen. Does he have anything left in the pantry? Maybe some old canned goods. Maybe the Apocalypse food reserves.
The MREs.
1-2. He threw the MREs at him. Does he have anything else? Have any expired products? May as well throw some cleaning supplies at him. Maybe some dish soap.
Let's get some utensils in there as well. Throw the knife at him.
Lefty Chapman, the righty Kalen. 11th pitch. Swung on and missed. It was the dish soap. That gets Kalen swinging. Second time he's gone down swinging tonight, and a huge strikeout for Lane Chapman.
Nothing like a healthy dose of Dawn dish soap, cleaning it up. What was a great at-bat and battle from Kalen and Chapman. Chapman ended up winning it. A big first out now with a runner on first. Trying to get through the 7th inning.
It'll be Bryce Humphrey. 1 for 3 with an RBI single. That happened in the 3rd. Part of that 3-run 3rd. Now Chapman's got to reset himself after the incredible battle. Got to dig back in. Get Humphrey. Double play ball in order would end the inning. Pitch low. 2-0.
He's got to find that zone once again. Just pound it. Even if he has to go on the outside half. He's been locating it very well. I just want to see if he can get Humphrey down on a strike.
Rowe has really yet to attempt to try and even steal. He's gotten a very short lead against the lefty Chapman as there's a nice curveball dropped in on the outside corner for a strike. Great confidence from Chapman to throw a 2-0 breaking ball. It definitely fooled Humphrey, who was sitting fastball.
Love the change of tempo. He's been doing it here through this first inning. See what he does here. Try and get that 2nd strike.
He does get the 2nd strike, but the ball gets past Philippi. So now Rowe moves into scoring position up to second base on the wild pitch. But the count now evens at 2 balls and 2 strikes.
Yes, you got the strike. Runner moves up with a 1-out RBI chance for Humphrey. So now 2 strikes. I want to see what Chapman's got in his bag here. try and hold Rowe, who's not the most aggressive approach on the base paths so far. See if you can hold him there.
Has yet to attempt a stolen base all season. 2-2, swung on and missed. The lefties are a-blazing out of this Mustangs bullpen. Back-to-back strikeouts for Lane Chapman as Bryce Humphrey will sit down. First time he's been fanned in the game.
What a response after the tough battle from Kalen, putting him down on strikes. Now Humphrey, you get 2 outs on the board. Now the runner at second isn't your main worry. It's just time to go after Miller here and get yourself out of this inning with the runner on.
Xander Miller looking to avoid the dreaded golden sombrero. And he does, lines it into left. It'll land in front of McCollum. Turning and holding up his row is a great throwback in from Trevor McCollum. Keeps Jordan Rowe from just moving up only 1 base. As now with 2 outs, there'll be runners at the corners for Nevada.
Beautiful piece of hitting from Miller. Took the inside pitch. He ambushed him, was sitting on it on the inside half and got all of it. But give credit to McCollum in left field. On his horse was Rowe. I mean, he had the wheels turning. But the throw-in from McCollum, like you mentioned, Truman, on line. It was cut off, but a beautiful job holding him. Now 2 outs, runners on the corners.
It is Rhett Hayes. Tying run is now on first for the Griffons. Hayes 0 for 3. And they'll ground one, roll one over to Coy. Coy will have to go the long way to first, and it's a perfect throw right on the line. Chris Coy throws out Hayes to end the Griffons' threat in the 7th. They can't dig in this Mustang lead. It's stretch time at Phil Welch. Bottom of the 7th coming up. It'll be Gage Carson who takes over for Hayden Harris. He goes 6 innings, gives up 5 runs, 4 earned on 4 hits, strikes out 3. He also walked 3 and hit 3 batters. Carson takes over. Hasn't pitched in a while. Last time he pitched was on June the 20th. Didn't record an out. Gave up 3 runs on 1 hit against the Carroll Merchants. And he's been roughed up a little bit. He pitched back on May the 31st against these Mustangs. He took the loss in an inning and 2/3. Gave up 4 runs on 5 hits. He's given up 5 runs on 8 hits against Carroll in 4 2/3, and also 4 runs on 9 hits against the Mustangs on June the 16th. So 3rd time he's facing the Mustangs, and he gets the middle of this Mustang order.
So it'll be a tough one. JG leading it off. I mean, you get the cleanup spot right away, and that's just not going to get any easier for him. I mean, this well lined up batting order so far tonight. Carson's going to have to come in with 2 runs, to work back on. He's definitely going to have to keep him shut down.
He's fallen behind George 2-0. 0 for 2 with a couple of runs scored for George on his line tonight. He's head 3-0. .30 upstairs, and it's a 4-pitch walk to Justin George to lead off the home 7th.
That's exactly what you want from George. Get the leadoff runner on. George with some sneaky speed over there. Now his 3rd time being on base tonight, and he's scored both of the other times, so looking to see if he can do that for the 3rd straight time.
Already stolen 2 bases tonight. It's Jack Mosh. Tripled his last time up in the 5th and scored a run. He's also driven in 2. Fastball at the knees, taken for a strike. Carson not going to overpower you with velocity. He's more of a finesse pitcher, and so far just hasn't worked out for him. Carson from Allen County Community College. Originally from Carl Junction, Missouri. Carl Junction High School. The 1-1 in on the hands for Mosh. Chop to Cozens. He'll tag George out for 1 and throw to Hayes at first for 2. The unconventional 4-3 double play is a great job and a heads-up play by Cozens to tag out George and to throw out Mosh.
What a job by Cozens. Realized that George didn't get a good jump on the ground ball. It was just down the line just enough for him to make the easy tag. And Mosh just wasn't able to get over to first in time. So now 2 outs on the board. Exactly what Carson wanted out of the pen.
Now it'll be Chris Coy with 2 outs and nobody on. 1 for 3 with an RBI. He swings and misses the first pitch for a strike. Drove in Mosh back in the 5th. He also walked back in the 3rd and was caught stealing for the first time this year. He had been a perfect 12 for 12. One run runs in too far inside, now 2-1.
Coy just looking to stay composed, keep the inning alive. Double play was definitely just not the thing you wanted in your cards. So it's up to Coy here to keep it going.
2-1 is popped up, shallow right, in comes Rowe, and he'll make the grab, and it's a 1-2-3 7th for Gage Carson, helped out by the 4-3 double play. Mustangs lead is still held at only 2. 6 outs to go for the Griffons. They're going to need to find some offense and find it fast. Headed to the 8th, 5-3. Bottom of the order coming up for the Griffons here in the 8th. Just 6 outs to play, trying to avoid their 20th loss of the season.
Yeah, Griffins really now it's crunch time, just trying to get the base runners on. Rely on those defensive mistakes from these Mustangs, but the way Chapman's been pitching his first time out, he did a good job. He allowed 2 runners on base, but 2 strikeouts in the inning last time out. He's looking to do the same thing here, put another 0 on the board, give some comfortability in the 9th.
Stranded runners at the corners. Now he starts the Griffins' hottest hitter tonight, Sam Schmidt, 2 for 3 with a double with a strike. And gets him to wave and miss at a changeup in the dirt for 0-2. Those are one of those, if you're Schmidt, you just got to wipe it from your memory and say next pitch.
Yeah, he definitely just wanted something there, but at the very end he knew, I shouldn't be swinging at this. That's why he kind of stopped halfway through. It very looked uncompetitive. So right now 0-2, Chapman looks decent here.
Chapman out of the windup on 0-2. Fly to left, back is McCollum, but he has a read on it. And he'll make the grab for out number 1, retiring Schmidt.
It was a good drive by Schmidt into left field. Phil Welch graveyard did its purpose out there, and McCollum right in the right spot. So quick out for Mr. Lane Chapman, looking to make it a quick 8th.
Brings up Hunter Doyle. Doyle's 1 for 2. He's hit by a pitch and scored in the 3-run 3rd. Struck out swinging his last time up against Michael and Franca. Now he first pitch, grounds it deep in the hole at short as Coy. Another strong throw across the diamond. Yet again from Chris Coy to retire Doyle.
He's been having his surplus of putouts tonight. He's doing such a good job. That one a backhand at the very back edge of the grass out of the dirt line. 2 outs for Chapman. And here he goes, just mowing through this bottom half of the order.
4 errors on the night for this Mustang defense. None of them have come from that man standing at shortstop, Chris Coy. Excellent glove here this evening as it's now the 9-hole hitter, Cal Cosins. He rips the first pitch, but that one goes way foul. He's 0 for 1, couple of walks, and then he reached on an error by Jaron Guck in the 3rd. Eventually came around to score. That fastball ran a little bit too high and away from Chapman for ball 1.
Yeah, just missed that grip. He was just trying to come down more on it. Just lost control. Still a ball and a strike. So 2 outs. He can really rely on this defense. I mean, he wants to try and get Gundelfinger maybe another shot, trying to get some redemption after the last error, but we'll see what he does here.
Another 0-2. 1-1 is upstairs, 2-1. Just missed above the belt. Couldn't get Cosins to chase. Cosins goes with the old school, no batting gloves. Inside corner, 2-2.
See some guys in the Mink do that. I personally am a batting gloves guy, especially with those wood bats. I can already tell. Be a little bit grimy on the hands, but 2 strikes now for Chapman, 2 outs. See what he does.
2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs here in the 8th from Chapman. Way outside. Full count.
Tried to get him at the off tempo there. You kind of picked up that foot to try and mess the tempo up on Cosins. Didn't really work without that release, so we'll have to see. Full count. If a base runner gets on, it's not the worst thing in the world at all. Still got 2 outs on the board.
Payoff pitch incoming from Chapman. Upstairs, ball 4. And Cal Cosins works his 3rd walk of the night, and it's a 2-out walk here in the 8th.
Beautiful at-bat. Worked it all the way up to a full count. Now finds himself on with 2 outs. Now it's up to Mr. Cole Collins to try and continue the inning, down 2 runs. Griffins trying to avoid having to do this in the 9th.
Collins has been very quiet tonight, 0 for 4. Has reached on an error and driven in a run. Looking to extend this inning against Chapman. The tying run now at the plate. Seen opponents have better opportunities and better outcomes when trying to hit homers here at Phil Welch compared to the home Mustangs. Another one misses high and away. Chapman's missed like that quite a bit to these last two hitters.
Okay, let's see if they want to go ahead and swing at that up and away fastball. They really haven't. They've seen it all the way out of the hands. Now Chapman's going to have to work it down and in. All these pitchers have done a great job playing it near the dirt, near the kneecap line. So I want to see if he goes more down low on this approach here.
Does go inside. Collins cuts on and misses. Last two times Collins has come up to the plate, he struck out. In the fourth off Guck, in the sixth off in Franca, and another one waved at and missed. Now 2-2.
Beautiful off speed there from Chapman. Want him to go fastball down low. I see Chapman, he wanted that last one. Had to miss that one, so I want to see 2 strikes. Don't go up, don't go out. Want to see it more down low near the kneecaps once again.
Cosins takes off for second, swung on and missed. Went back with the high cheese, and Collins couldn't catch up to it. Third time Collins is struck out tonight. And Lane Chapman leaves the tying run at the plate. Another 2 shutout innings from Mr. Chapman out of the bullpen. Headed to the home half of the 8th. The end of this game coming up quickly. Mustangs still lead 5-3. So you're watching St. Joseph Mustangs baseball here on YouTube. Get a look at the playoff picture here with just 2 weeks left in the regular season. A bit more shakeups. Mustangs continue to pace the league #1 seed. They've already clinched a playoff spot, and the magic number to clinch the #1 seed is into the single digit. But Chillicothe has now hopped Clarinda for that #2 seed. Again, the top 2 seeds get buys to the divisional round of the MINK League Playoffs. Clarinda falls to the 3. If the season were to end today, they would play these Nevada Griffons. And then Jeff City has climbed back up to the 4. As them and Carroll continue to trade spots.
It's that punch out near that bottom half of the MINK League, and now the Griffons, these wins here in the last 2 weeks are going to be more and more important. And tonight they want to try and climb back and at least get one of the 2 here in St. Joe tonight and tomorrow. But, I mean, it's just going to be a tough approach. I mean, the Mustangs are as hot as ever here at Phil Welch recently and looking to win another. Get some insurance runs here in the bottom home half of the 8th. Look more comfortable.
Easton Philippi, who's 0 for 2 with an RBI. That came on a sac fly back in the 3rd inning. Gage Carson back out for his 2nd inning of work for Nevada. As Nevada will stay the night here in St. Joe as these 2 teams face each other tomorrow, as that one sliced into left center, and a nice running grab made by Humphrey in the gap to retire Philippi.
Philippi right there, just wanted to get something in play. Don't hate the approach there at all, just missed it. Put it in the air for too long. So leadoff batter retired, and Carson a good start if he wants to try and keep this a 2-run deficit. But heading to the bottom half, Little and Gundelfinger definitely not 2 to undermine.
8-hole hitting Jaden Little. Against the starter Harris, he had been 1 for 3. Now faces Carson for the first time tonight. That one lined up the middle and into center field. 2nd hit of the night for Jaden Little. And it's a 1-out single for the Stangs.
Shorten the approach off the inside hands. Just a good job from him getting it around and just poked it right between Cosins at the second base line and into center field. 1-out hit. Mustangs looking to get a jolt. Trying to move over Little here. Put him in a good RBI spot.
4th multi-hit game of the year for Little. He's reached safely via a hit in all 3 games versus Nevada. As now Gundelfinger swinging first pitch under the glove of Schmidt at third and into left field. Little will put the brakes on at second, but now it's back-to-back singles for the Mustangs, turning the lineup over to Darius Freeman.
And there we go. Starting to wake up with 1 out here in the 8th. Nice swing put on by Gundelfinger. Pulled it down the line. Sneaks under the glove. And that's a good swing. And now at the top of the order, it's time to bring some of these runs home and give whoever's coming into the 9th a little bit of comfortability.
Darius Freeman, he's been held quiet tonight. Just the hit by pitch is the only way he's reached. He's 0 for 3. Couple of strikeouts. He's got a golden opportunity for the Mustangs' best hitter. Nevada's manager will be out just to talk through the strategy. Don't expect Freeman to lay down a bunt, but with his speed, it's going to be hard to turn 2.
It is. With his blazing speed down the line, especially out of the box, he has the Jets on right away. It's going to be tough as ever. But Freeman's job here is to just allow Little to move over in any way possible. If that's going to have to be poking something out, sacrifice him over. With 1 out here, Freeman would like that RBI chance as he is still hitless tonight. And he's looking for his first solid hit off the bat. The hit out in left field was definitely his last good barrel, but he's looking for something to get down.
Little, who stands at second, is 7 for 9 in stolen base attempts this season. Gundelfinger at first. They both reached on singles. 1 out here in the home 8th. As Freeman fouls the first pitch off yet again. He's been aggressive in a lot of these at-bats. Just hasn't paid off for him tonight.
Just looks to see if he can produce anything on these pitches right now in this game. Right now he notices it's a 2-run lead. If I can come through here, I want to get another hit. I just want to get a hit here tonight. See if he can come through.
Reaches out, fouls another one straight back. Got to wait on that outside pitch a little more. It's the pitch he struck out on a couple of times tonight. He's been trying to pull it. Need to stay with it and shoot for that left center alley. Carson way ahead, 0-2 for the Mustangs leadoff man in Freeman. And this one lined off of Carson into center field. Little will turn and head home. Humphrey up with the throw, but no throw. And it's an RBI single for Darius Freeman.
There goes that hit for Freeman that he's been wanting all night long, and as big as ever drives in an RBI. Little on his horse. He just jammed it, and it just got past the glove of Carson. Kind of went through him, it almost looked like, through the glove of Carson and into center field. But an RBI single from Freeman continues his dominant season so far, and now gives the Mustangs that 3-run lead.
Carson listed at 6'2", 290. It just clipped his body a little bit. He wasn't able to knock it down enough as Darius Freeman finally comes through. Now it'll be Trevor McCollum. Waves and misses at a big slow curve. It was hit number 35 for Freeman and RBI number 32. Both continue to lead this team. McCollum 0 for 1, but he's reached base 3 times via 2 walks and a hit by pitch. As that one gets by through the wickets of Kalen. And now Gundelfinger and Freeman will move up both into scoring position on the wild pitch.
The bounce back that Carson needed definitely did not happen there on that at-bat. It was the goal to keep Freeman over at first base at least. And now with 1 out, 2 runners in scoring position. Freeman with the speed on second. Now McCollum in a good spot to bring home 2.
Infield drawn in for Nevada. So 1-1 clips the corner, 1-2. It's been a heavy dose of fastballs from Carson. We have seen that slow curve in this at-bat. See if he pulls it out of his pocket to try to get McCollum. Instead, he goes back to the fastball. That one is absolutely roped into center, but right at Humphrey. Both runners tag. Gundelfinger scores, and the second insurance run comes home. It's now 7-3 Stangs.
McCollum did his job. It ended up moving both runners in. It was a jolt into center field, and it just died into center field off the bat of Humphrey. I was looking to see if that would get over the head. Wind's going to the right, so it probably died it down a little bit. But moves Freeman over. 2 outs now for Lukehart. Lead 4 for the Mustangs.
Collins' 18th RBI of the season, drives in run number 7. Is now back out of the dugout. will be Nevada manager and head coach Aaron Hassel, as that'll do it for Gage Carson. Particular spot to remove Carson with 2 outs in the 8th. Carson worked a clean 7th, ran into trouble here in the 8th. He'll part, responsible for Freeman, who stands at 3rd. We'll take a quick break. Mustangs already 2 home in the inning and threatening again with 2 outs. So you're watching St. Joseph Mustangs baseball here on YouTube. It'll be Trey Burton trying to get the final out here in the 8th. Takes over for Gage Carson. Win an inning and 2/3. Burt making his 6th appearance. He's 0-1 in 9 2/3 innings, 4.66 ERA. If they're playing the matchup, go with the lefty-lefty against Braden Lukehart. Lukehart 1 for 4, an RBI and a run.
Looking to see if he can shut the door here with 2 outs.
Now 2-0 as Burton come out firing balls. Carson responsible for Freeman at 3rd. He went an inning and 2/3, 3 hits, 1 walk, and so far given up 2 runs. Now the 2-0 rolled over, and off the glove of Hayes, gonna have to be a quick play, and he won't get it as Freeman will cross the plate on the E3.
All he had to do, put it in play, and that is an error that you just don't want with 2 outs. Another run comes to score on the error, and it's just been really eating him up here in tonight's ball game. Tough break for Burton with 2 outs to try and hold that runner on 3rd. That run will fall on Carson. Now an 8-3 lead. The Mustangs have blown it open with a 3-run 8th.
22nd RBI of the season for Braden Lukehart. Now brings up Justin George. They brought in the lefty Burton to get the lefty Lukehart, and he got the ground ball. It just kicked off the heel of the glove of Hayes. Didn't look it all the way in. George 0 for 2, scored 2 runs. He's reached via an error, a hit by pitch, and a walk. Now he's in the driver's seat, ahead 2-0. Now it'll be 3-0.
Great at-bat from George so far, trying to just extend the inning, trying to get inside Burton's head after giving up the run on the air. Burton looks a little shooken up, just losing that control.
Might be a strategic walk. The lefty Mosh is on deck, so just trying to not give George anything to hit.
It is very smart. I do like that approach from Burton if he is doing that. 3-1. Let's see if George maybe can take a mistake pitch from Burton into a gap.
3-1, low in the dirt, ball 4, so George will reach back-to-back plate appearances. He's reached via walk and extends the inning for Jack Mosh.
And Mosh, it's going to be that tough lefty-lefty matchup. He's going to have to face Burton, but he's been a little bit erratic here after that error, so we're going to see if Mosh can maybe draw a walk, maybe load the bases up. Now Luke Hart in scoring position, another RBI chance for Mosh, still looking for his first RBI tonight.
He's walked 26 times. He's 1 for 4 with a triple and 2 RBIs. He grounded into a double play in the 7th on a fantastic play made by Cozens at second. Ran in to cut the grounder off, tag out George, and throw out Mosh. Outside corner is hit. 1 ball, 1 strike. Now he's behind on another fastball, now 1-2.
Big swing and a miss there from Mosh. He was wanting that fastball. He was wanting to drive it far. So he's going to look for something similar in that approach. So we're going to see 2 strikes now. Burton's got him in a good spot.
1-2, just low. And shin level. Didn't get Mosh to offer at it. Mosh is a hard guy to get to chase. Probably the hardest hitter on this team to get to chase the pitch outside the zone. He's going to get his money's worth in the box. As now the 2-2 hits him on the forearm, and that's not going to feel good. He'll take his base and load the bases, but that one's going to sting for a couple days.
Right off the hands, almost looks like that wrist knuckle area. That's going to hurt a lot. Bases loaded, 2 outs for Chris Coy. Mosh is going to take a little bit of a slower walk out over to first. Looks okay. We'll give him some time to get checked up on. It looks like first base coach. That does look like Parker Griffith over at the first base coach side, so we'll look to see if Coach Griffith gives him the okay. Looks like he does. We're ready for a bases loaded approach for Chris Coy.
Bases loaded for the youngster. First pitch upstairs, 1-0. Coy so far tonight, 1 for 3 with an RBI and a walk. He had his Mustangs moment on the mound last Saturday, slamming the door against the Clarinda A's in the game of the year. Still looking for that Mustangs moment at the dish. You could say it was a couple weeks back when he took a questionable umpire rule that he leaned into a pitch, bases loaded, and they were trailing in a game against Carroll. Plethora of guys got ejected in that one. He's looking for that big hit.
It was a messy situation that it was, but now he has this redemption moment, and he's ahead 2-1.
9th Mustang to come to the plate here in the inning. He gets jammed in on the hands, popped up behind first, and out of play. Hayes gave it a good look, but it's just a long foul ball.
2 strikes. Burton's going to work back inside that zone. Looks like Coy's just been behind on the fastball all night, so now Burton might go back to it, see if he can blow it by. I want to see if Coy can sit back on that back foot right away, see if he can drive something across through the hands.
Now the 2-2 high and away, 3-2. Full count to Coy. Runners will be going on the pitch. That error that Hayes committed has gotten Burton in a bit of a funk. He walked Luke Hart and then he hit Mosh. Full count. Fouled away.
Great payoff foul ball from Coy there. Solid in the zone. Wanted to keep this going. Want to see if Burton makes a mistake here, gives him something again. Fastball most likely coming to Coy. He's going to have to sit on it and drive it up a gap. He's got a good hole between first and second.
Another payoff pitch. Grounded in the hole, off the chest of Schmidt into left center. One's home. George will dash home. Coy moves up to second. And now 5 home in the inning for the Stangs.
What a messy play. It was Schmidt who wanted to come over and try and trail on it. And it just goes off his glove. Yet another error that has costed this Griffons. And 2 come home to score in Luke Hart and George. Very unfortunate for Burton as he came in here with just 1 runner on. And now, messy situation has grown to worse. Now 10-3. The winning run is at the plate with Philippi.
Both of the previous matchup between these two teams have ended in run roll. As now that one spiked, makes it about 54 feet, but Mosh wasn't ready. So he stays put at third. Second and third RBIs of the night for Coy. Now has 20 on the season. Philippi 0 for 3, flew out to center to start this inning. Now he comes back up with already 5 home. Burton misses again, 2-0.
Burton's just become erratic. He's letting those errors get in his head. He hasn't came after a batter after an error in this inning so far in the zone. So Philippi's in a good spot.
There's a nice breaking ball. Philippi didn't offer at it. Now 2-1. Guy now ahead 3-1, but talked about Coy hadn't really had his Mustangs moment at the plate. Philippi certainly has.
Oh yeah.
Hitting a walk-off triple against the Sedalia Bombers back on June the 28th in a game they were down 10-2. Came back to win in 10 innings, and he'll take a walk. Loads back up the bases as the floodgates are open. Now for Jaden Little.
Winning runner now on the base paths, and Philippi on first. So now Little could end it with just one swing here. Good spot, looking to continue the surge. And Burton just trying to look to get that one out. His defense has been very improbable, so he's going to have to almost do it himself in this moment.
Little singled and scored off Gage Carson earlier this inning. He's now 2 for 4 on his night. He gets a chance to drive in some runs here. So there's a nice breaking ball. Seen Burton able to locate the breaking ball, but he hasn't gone back to it. He's tried to just stick with the fastball. Might try to change up his game plan. There was a breaking ball, but he didn't get Little to chase. 2-1. Five already home in the inning. Bases still loaded with 2 outs. 2-2 the count to Jaden Little.
Little didn't like that one near the feed area. Now big second strike here for Burton. Looking to capitalize, get himself out.
2-2, waved at and missed on the breaking ball. Strikes out Jaden Little to end the threat, but not before 5. Count them, 5 cross the plate for the Mustangs, extending their lead to 7. Griffons are going to have some kind of comeback cooking in their pocket. They're down to their final 3 outs. 10-3 on a beautiful Friday night here in St. Joe. It'll be Diego de Santiago, who when he was warming up to come in to try to get his second save, but after the Mustangs played 5 in the home 8th, now he's just coming in to slam the door on this blowout win. He Has not registered a win or a loss, but he has that one save in 13 innings, making his 11th appearance, a .69 ERA, 19 strikeouts, just 4 walks, and opponents just hitting 133 against him.
Dude's dominant. I mean, he's so fun to watch on the mound. The fastball is so fast out of his arm. Comes out like a shotgun bullet. It's just you can't see it if you're the batter. And DeSantiago was working, like you said, for that save. He gets a little bit of a breather here just to go out, get some quality at-bats to face against the Griffons. Now down 7 runs, the Griffons are just looking to get something started early on. But against DeSantiago, that's going to be a tough task here tonight.
So it'll be Jordan Rowe, 2-3-4 for the Griffons, trying to salvage this game here in the 9th and put together really anything. There is that lively fastball swung on a miss from Rowe. That fastball sit in the low 90s for DeSantiago. Rowe is 0 for 4 with an RBI and a run scored.
It's a good miss there from DeSantiago. Went back to that fastball. I mean, that's his main pitch. You know, he has a couple of off speeds that he likes to go to, but that fastball is really going to be the main thing that he goes to tonight.
Fastball misses up, 2-1. Santiago last pitched on July the 7th at Carroll. Gave up an unearned run, struck out 1 and walked 1 in that 8-6 win as that one dribbled in front of the plate. Philippi calls off to Santiago, and a great play made by the Mustangs backstop to retire Rowe.
Beautiful job by Philippi. It was just scribbled right in front. Even threw up the hands to DeSantiago saying, I got it, and then made a play. He kind of threw it in the air as he was going cross-sided in a beautiful throw for the first out. Now 2 more outs for the Mustangs as they're looking for win number 22 in the MINK.
Jace Johnson has taken over for Justin George at first base. We'll bring up Nick Kalin, who's 0 for 4 with a couple of strikeouts. And he grounds him up the middle. Coy has it. Over to Johnson, and an easy play again made by Chris Coy.
Fundamentally sound at short. He's back. Last night took the night off, but he is back making plays and has not made a mistake yet. Now 2 outs for DeSantiago. Mustangs can taste yet another victory here at Phil Welch in this short StD homestand.
Now it'll be Bryce Humphrey, the last hope for the Griffons. Mustangs looking to close out win number 28 of the season and win number 22 in the MINK. Breaking ball in the dirt for ball 1. Humphrey 1 for 4. That one hit was an RBI single back in the 3rd. And now the Griffons are down to their final strike.
Beautiful pitch from DeSantiago. I bet my money he'll be going back to the fastball here with 2 strikes with 2 outs.
1-2 from DeSantiago. Swung on and missed. Strikes out Humphrey and closes out another win here at Phil Welch. Saddle up, Mustangs Nation. Win number 28 on the 2025 campaign and 1 win closer on the quest for 10 MINK League championships as your Mustangs improve to 28-5 and 22-4 in the MINK, and the Griffons fall to 8-20 and 8-20 in the MINK. Michael Infranca gets his 3rd win of the season, pitching 2 scoreless innings and striking out 5. And a dominant performance yet again.
The boys are here to play, Truman. They're not missing any beats. You know, they come here in a homestand, 2 wins on the road. They come into Phil Welch, pick up a win last night in a non-league. They get Nevada in game 1 of 2 here in the homestand. They'll face them tomorrow night once again, so the Griffons aren't going anywhere tonight. Dominance. The pitching staff comes through, throws up zeros. Back in the 3rd inning was the only time the Griffons scored those 3 runs, and after that, it was just pure dominance. The defense got better later on in the game. The Griffons just allowed too many errors on the board, and those errors ended up costing them late game in a 5-run 8th inning that really blew the floodgates open. This game was at 5-3 headed into the 8th, so I mean it was closer than it looks on the board, but Mustangs took advantage, got the bats going, got base runners on, and what a game it was for Infranca coming out of the pen, putting out the zeros, and another nice win for these Stangs.
Michael and Franca, your player of the game. He pitched 2 scoreless innings when the game was still very much close. Griffins had tied it at 3 in the 3rd. They only trailed 4-3 and 5-3 for long periods of time and could just not break through. As another dominant performance by this Mustang bullpen, the combination of Michael and Franca, Lane Chapman, and Diego de Santiago throw up 5 shutout innings. Jaron Guck went 4 innings at the start, struck out 5, gave up 3 runs, 1 earned. Didn't necessarily have his best stuff. He got the job done, but your Mustangs get the job done. And the famous words of Ernie Banks, let's play 2, but we'll wait for that second one tomorrow. These 2 teams back at it tomorrow night, Saturday night at Phil Welch, to close out the second to last regular season homestand of the season. As for my partner Jackson Phelps, I've been Truman Griesel saying so long tonight from Phil Welch. Again, all Mustangs live streams are archived on the St. Joseph Mustangs YouTube channel. Just click under the live tab, but also check out the rest of those videos and check out the playlist for the 2025 campaign. But again, final score, Mustangs 10.